Listening. Let's go. The name is Law Nation. Without hesitations nor deviations to the matter, be sure, and I mean, be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. That's including the ice wall. Come on. Is this room fill up? Like I said, hit the like, share this content. Let's go. Come on. Where my dogs at? Get off in here. Two, one, let's go. Come on. Hey. Ho. Hate week, good. It makes me look younger, right? Come on, y'all. Oh, my goodness. Got the stars shining, man. Shout out to everybody, man. And appreciate those who watched the show last night with me and Foots the King and Okoye and Botch Lombardi, as well as my brother that came off the top rope and laid the people's elbow on me, man. And thanks to all who reached out to me and said, Law, are you okay? Are you all right, man? Because we seen you. We seen you, dog. You know, you was like Jay say. It ain't talking about the KC and you know, Jodeci, but I'm talking about JC from the Eagles round table. Man, my brother put me up under last night, man. Come on. Had the brother. I had to wave the white flag. Yes, indeed, baby. You know, we're going to have to change the rules, man. I'm a man of my word, but, man, we're going to have to change the rules. This dude won every single round, literally, but one. Was it that he won every round but one? Come on, y'all. That's messed up, man. It was crazy. And none of y'all had my back, man.
Shame. Shame.
None of y'all, man. What kind of family are y'all, man? Y'all didn't have my back, you know? That's okay, man. Had to get up early. It's 13 degrees where I'm at right now. Had to get up early, travel, get some stuff for this weekend, and then had to get salt and stuff. And and my brother texted me, said, hey, man, everything okay? You all right? I said, bro, you forgot I got that Wolverine blood over here, man. My goal and my mission is to beat the sun. If the sun wake up before me, then there's problems in this world, right? So, you know, so I was able to shake it off and stand on top of it. Appreciate everybody, man. Brown Bradford, you know what? I definitely can't pick, man. You know, what's going to happen? We're going to have to do the pick part of the show early. And then we do what happened last week, so I can be clear-minded, right? I was clouded with judgments, you know. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in. All right, so for those who don't know, the Cowboys will play against the Eagles, and from information around the world, there will be Gardner Minshew instead of Jalen Hurts. If the Eagles want to call him MVP Hurts, instead of the MVP Hurts, there will be Gardner Minshew out there. So the Cowboys, we will be looking at this thing from a eye or a standpoint of, can we get better, though? Shout out to you, Young Wilson, for the super chat. Let me see what you said over here. Happy holidays, Law. What's going on with our defense? Can't keep the lead. Aloha.
FBI, open up!
Shout out to him for the first super chat of this show. I appreciate you so much. We're going to get right into that. Let me pull this up right quick. Defense win championships. Defense should be the staple piece of any team that's trying to make a deep run in the playoffs and beyond. Now, according to stats or what have you, we are still a top 10 defense, believe it or not, like Ripley's. But if we don't get this stuff straightened, then we will have one of those things of one and done. And I'm not speaking that thing into it, but what I'm saying is that the Dallas Cowboys got to correct their wrongs out of this, you know. And that's just the reality of it, Cowboy Nation. I can't put lipstick on this pig. I cannot put lipstick on this pig. We just got to figure it out. Law, I hope you are safe. This is crazy Texas weather. Yeah, I got salt and stuff. I put it on my driveway and even sprinkle some on my neighbor's driveway as well. It's just crazy. You know, Texas not prepared or built for this, right? But neither here nor there, Chris 214, I appreciate you. I'm going to try to be as safe as possible. Right, 13 degrees. It's just crazy. It's dropping. And the craziest thing is I got a big deal that's going to happen tomorrow. We're going to have NBC picking up the storyline of what we did. And shout out to my guy inside the huddle, JD. We've been working on some sponsor stuff together, and it's remarkable when your minds come together. This is just some talk before we get into the details. Your boy going to be interviewed with NBC News, Telemundo, as well as some other news outlets in the Dallas area. What happened here is, you guys remember John, he called in, and he said that one of the major things that he would like to do is go to a Cowboys game, right? And when I tell you, John called in, and he's a diehard Cowboy fan, and some people were picking on him, you know, had me with the wet eye because people was picking on him, mocking him because of the way he speak or what have you. And what we did was, you know, and I don't try to publicize a lot of things that I do. I think that, you know, good deeds are deeds, you know. But here's the thing. To get him to the game, it takes three people. Takes three people. He have to have a van. He have to have a nurse with him 24/7. And for what we did was, we got one ticket for him for the Chicago game, but he couldn't make it. And he said he would love to go to a home game that's important, you know, and he never been to one game before. And we said, like, well, let's do it on Christmas Eve. So John will be at the game. Hallelujah. He'll be at the game, Dallas Cowboys versus Eagles game. And he was so excited about the ability to come out to the game. Think about this. John never stood before. He never got a chance to eat solid food. He had specialized formula. He had that since day one. Never got a chance to stand. But he rides hard for the Cowboys. He do. And never got a chance to eat solid foods, right? He got a whole bunch of situations with him. But, man, when I tell you, the whole nursing home that he stays at in Waco, Texas, they listen to every single show of Law Nation. And everybody knew my voice when I called into that show, when I called in to tell them of the good news, that we didn't just get one ticket. We got 3 tickets for John. And the person that's over that facility, reached out to a local church, and they said, come hell and high water, we will make sure John get there. So they had to go rent a van with specialized equipment. They had to get another person that's going to be able to be with John for 24/7. So it was a great situation. They talked to the people, and then the church brought up a campaign for John, and the local news wanted to hear about that. Who is this guy, Law Nation, who's going to present this for John? And now all of a sudden, that facility got over 112 outlets that the owner of that facility reached out and said, hey, we're going to do this for your Law. And it all comes from just a friendly conversation. And I appreciate John. And I just want him to go to the game, win, lose, or draw, and have a great time. Young Wilson says Kellen doesn't know how to bleed the clock to help his defense. We play not to lose. They need to play to win. Come on, coaches. Time management wins games and, loses games too. Not always Dak's fault. You're right. Not always Dak's fault. Yeah, you're right. So let's win for John. Look, let's do this for John. This is the best Christmas present ever, and so many outlets brought up those things to help him out. And I still don't want the spotlight. I don't want the light, but that's just how it's going to go from right now, because so many people picking up this story on John all the way from Waco, Texas, to come to this game, who always love to just see the Dallas Cowboys play. And then our sources reached out to a few players. And let me sweeten this before we get into the content. John not just going to go to the game. He's going to be affiliated with the Dallas Cowboys. We got 3 players that will spend time with John. How about that? So I don't love this. I don't love the fact that people can't see this from birth to the end here. But I do love the fact that people know of this story. So let's put our hands together for John. Let's put our hands to the John. That's dope, man. So he's gonna spend times with the players, and trust me, he don't got one of those nosebleed seats way up there in the rafters somewhere. No. We pay good money for John to be right there, close to the action. So it's going to be great for him, and it's going to be wonderful for all to see. So shout out to John, man. Let me give another round of applause for John, man. Come on. Yep. So let's go, Cowboy Nation. And I appreciate everybody for y'all help and y'all support. And this is just the beginning, because there's other Johns out there that never got a chance to see the Cowboys play. And there's other Cowboy fans out there that never got a chance to see the Cowboys play. And if I can make a wish foundation and help John out, I know other people with more resources and more opportunities that can do the same. I'm a single man operation over here. There's no. I'm the business. I am the business. It's end all. I'm the end all be all. You know what I'm saying? And this is what Law Nation Sports do. We don't have major sponsors. We're not backed by money. It's just me. I'm a guy that have a plan and a dream and a vision. Let's go. Let's listen to 105.3 The Fan. And I'm backed by the nation, baby. One of the biggest nations of all time. Cowboy fans. Let's go.
10 times in the last 3 weeks. I mean, we saw that the secondary, against Jacksonville, they lost guys that came, against Indianapolis. And then the Houston game, you had a bunch of injuries. And I think, and then last week you let a team have 503 yards. So I think you have to be concerned about the trend that's going on, and, the fact that you've turned the ball over, the defense has turned it over 10 times in the last 3 weeks. The offense has given it back 6. So, you got to be worried about how we're playing complementary football, how we're handling the situations, and how are we best winning the games.
And what about when it comes to the offense right now, and the way you see Kellen Moore because they're scoring points, but then they can't close out a game. And so it feels like there's times where Kellen Moore, you're like, wow, you're impressed. And then there's other times where it's like, are you helping out your players? Are you helping out your quarterback?
All right, so that's to bring up the point with what young Wilson just said earlier. Are you helping versus hurting? And when you got the lead, I get it, right? The teams, they got fight in them. They're not finna fold up like a wallet. Those are multimillionaires too on the other side, right? And if you look at what the Jacksonville Jaguars were able to do, 503 yards. Newsflash, they're going to be better next year. They get Calvin Ridley into the mix. Christian Kirk, he's doing his thing. Zay Jones and Marvin Jones. They had all of the Jones up there. I didn't even think Jerry Jones was over there. But those Jones boys was killing us. And they had ETN, who no one can sneeze on, right? And Cam Robinson, the offensive line. They're stacked. I mean, next year, you can literally see that team. They have a chance even this year to make some more noise. So when you build a team, what you try to do, the best thing possible, is you get your quarterback, right? You believe it in your quarterback, and then you start putting pieces around your quarterback so that they can flourish, so that they can improve. You set up a good running game. You set up a good strategy to put playmakers on the outside. You make sure, and I left out Evan Ingram, you make sure that you continue to build upon. You don't take away. You add to. So next season, I truly believe that those Jags are going to be somebody that you got to pay attention to if you're in the AFC, of course. And, of course, I can see down the line for those Detroit teams. The Detroit Lions, they're going to be a powerhouse in the next few years, the Jags and the Lions, on how they are building around and putting pieces around their quarterback and their team. And everybody on the same page with their philosophy. So we'll see down the line. But on the Cowboys aspect of it, hear me out. There's a great divide. There's always turmoil. Look, we're not satisfied. 10-4, we're not satisfied. Going to the playoff last year, getting knocked out, we're not satisfied. Look, it's Super Bowl or bust. Every loss is the end of the world. It's one of those things, whereas with the Cowboys, our fan base is so big that the ones that's angry and upset, they will pull down the positive flows that we got. And they're turning to what the 4-letter and the 3-letter say, especially Stephen A. Smith, that he can't stand our fan base, right? So that's just what it is, because now people echo what they say, because they are in front of millions and millions of people. But I come in to tell y'all, there's only one law. There's only one you could throw in, like a Skywalker or a Vach or my guy, the OC, Boss Cowboy, Big Game James. We are small, but we talk to many. But the information in the message don't spread out like the nonsense that Stephen A. or Shannon Sharp would say, you see. So we're fighting amongst ourselves, plus fighting amongst the other teams for just ground, surface. Let's just be real with it, right? So it is what it is. So the Cowboys is always Cowboy fans versus Cowboy fans, plus Cowboy fans versus Cowboys versus the opposing team. There's not a lot of unity, right? It's always something, with Cowboys. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's been probably the biggest disappointment of the National Football League this year, is how teams, don't figure out that the clock is their opponent as opposed to the opponent. I mean, when you throw them 3rd and 10, a deep ball down the field, and you give them an extra timeout, you're really doing them a favor.
Yes, it did. Young Wilson says we feel entitled, that we demand wins. Yeah, we do. And sometimes, with that good super chat right here. Sometimes with that, we spoil what we have by desiring the things that we don't. It's kind of like we so ready for it, right? We don't know how to reserve the anticipation. We don't know how to reserve our conversation for the things that's happened good. And so what will happen here, if you started to trend away of doing something good and you only worry and focus in on the negative, that would tear down the whole possibility of just being humbled with what you got, right? Just like the old said, with somebody complaining about their shoes, and then there's somebody out there with no feet, right? Somebody complaining about having no feet, there's someone out there with no legs, So that's just how it goes. Instead of being appreciative of what we got, we get mad and scoff at something that we want, right? So I'm not trying to tell people how to think. That's not me. But we should be appreciative that we are not sitting in a situation whereas it could be worse. We 4-10 versus 10-4, right? But I can't put this on everyone, right? But that's just how it is. Nobody likes that, when people are complaining about things that's for one, that not under their control, but for two, complaining about something that other teams wish that they were in this moment, right? They wish that they had a chance and an opportunity to have back-to-back double-digit wins, right? But it's too deep of a conversation. This is supposed to be entertaining, though, right? It's supposed to be a sport that's entertaining. That's why there's an antitrust bill. That's why it's legalizing gambling and things like that. We collectively don't supposed to take this serious.
And so you got to be able to run the right plays at the right time, anticipate what they're going to be in, and the players have to execute. I mean, look, the mark of a great team is they close game out. When the other team knows you're going to run the ball and you can run it, you're a great team. When the other team knows you have to throw it and you can throw it, you're a great team. And the same thing on defense. So until you get to that point, it's really challenging. And I think that, the Green Bay game and this last week, kind of there were moments where the Cowboys didn't do those things.
Right.
Michael, you and I lived the Philadelphia experience together. It's still home area for you. The Eagles, when you watch them on tape and study them, their strength, and then the thing that you could absolutely take advantage of them of.
Well, I think their strength is their offensive line, without a doubt, Brian. I mean, that's the key to their ability to be versatile, right? So when they started this Jalen Hurts experiment, they weren't a six-back team. And when I call it a six-back team, meaning the quarterback's part of the run game, okay? Not in a pass, okay, he's going to take off because he's scrambling. I'm talking about calling runs for the quarterback. And so this evolution that got them there was because they built an offense around Hurts. And a lot of that is because of the strength of their offensive line. And the players that they have around their offensive line are really good yards after the catch. And I think they've done a great job in coaching development and player development of having the players match the system and the coaches being divergent in thought to create ways to utilize their skill set the best. I think the weakness of the team is if you block them up front, you can throw the football on them. There's no doubt. I think if you can block them, you can throw it. I think that it's a challenge to block them, but I think you can do that. I think they've improved their pass rush over the last month of the season. They've gotten more pressure, but they don't create a lot of turnovers. I mean, the last 3 weeks, they've only created 2 turnovers and you can throw the football on them if you understand how to do it. The Packers did it, even though the Packers gave up 363 yards rushing in that game.
Yeah.
But you can throw the ball on them, and I think if you make them play a close game, they had a close game against the Colts, right? They had a close game against the Cardinals. But for the most part, they haven't had very many close games. So how they handle the fourth quarter is going to be critical.
All right, so that's Michael Lombardi on 105.3 The Fan. Now, picking players to fit their said scheme, and he's talking about the Eagles. And when you look at what they did during the offseason, I mean, come on, we all said, man, give those boys their flowers, man. They made moves to secure their defense, but not just with defense. They made moves to solidify their offense. And that's what you're supposed to do. You don't want to stay the same. Stagnant. When you're stagnant and you sit back and say, I'm comfortable with what I got, then these are the things that happen. You know, there's 3 type of people out there on this plane or this dimension. A person that go out there and make things happen, a person that watches things happen, and a person that goes say, what just happened, right? What just happened? And the people that really make things happen are the people, the driving forces out there. Look, you can have all of the faith in the world. I'm going to sit here until I become a billionaire. But faith without works is dead. And that's going to go over a lot of people's head. You got to be a person that's moving around trying to get to your goal. You can't just be sitting here stagnant, nor you can't be sitting here holding all of your talent and putting it in a hole and say, wait till next year. Meaning that one of the things that I look at when we say this is that for next season and down the line, when you start counting the money, see, football is meant to be a physical sport. But when you start looking at these things and say, all right, well, I got to pay Michael Parsons. I got to pay Trayvon Diggs. I got to pay. You know what I'm saying? When you start thinking of those things instead of saying, oh, I got to pay said person and say, I got to put someone around them to make them even better, then that, my friend, helps elevate your game. Not looking at the money because you will miss the meat worrying about the potatoes. And I'm not trying to excoriate the Dallas Cowboys front office, but what I'm saying is these are the facts. When you worry about it, it becomes a thing, a problem. Think about this. Before the season kicked off, as much moves that the Eagles made and the minimum moves that we made, they still had more cap space than us. Now, granted, we are paying top money or top heavy money for the quarterback, and their quarterback is still on his rookie's contract. But this been the same song and dance for the Cowboys since that we introduced the salary cap. We always been in that cycle, that vicious cycle of having short money. It's a problem. We need better ways of handling our funds. Verde, appreciate you for the $5 super chat. Right? You are who you are at this point. You know, if you can't manage your money, you can't manage your money, regardless. And if you're not, look, it's weird how this word work, right? The world works within the confines of the code. There's codes that you live by. If you can't handle the small things, dog it, you won't be able to handle the big things. Be faithful over a few things, and I'll make you ruler over many. Be faithful over the small things, right? Be disciplined. If you can't say to yourself, I'm going to work out, right? I'm going to make sure I eat right? And then if you can't do the small things, you can't get the rewards. You can't get the six-pack sitting on the couch, right? You can't get the perfect health, and no one have perfect health, but you can't have the good health report if you're eating Cheetos and oodles and noodles, right? So there's, in anything that you do in life, there's always a way where you got to do the few things, the small things before you awarded the many. Troy Lee says we look past the previous ops and played down. Tory Lee says we ate the cheese basically. I feel you on that. You know, Paula price is going up daily. Lee Stewart, at some part, you have to see down the line. Foresight versus hindsight. Oh, I'm already putting things in place to do these two moves as it relates to, and I'm not even in the front office, but I handle a lot of funds, right? So there's a thing called forecasting, right? As an analyst, you got to be analytical with your approach, and there are things that you got to cut away. There are things that you see, right? So that's why I had to get the salt. I can't wait until after the situation. I can't wait till the degrees get so crazy out here and then say, oh, I need to get salt for my driveway. You got to have foresight and put that in front of you versus hindsight. And I know hindsight, 2020. But at some point, you have to sacrifice the situation of, I'm not going to fall too much in love with said player. I'm going to utilize the player attribute and his ability to get me more and more things to help out my bottom line. What is that, Law? Well, if you already seen what Pollard did last season, there was no choice, no reason, no expert analysis to have him to play this particular season to see more. You should have gave him an opportunity or a big contract last season before you had a chance to see him this season. If you trust your foresight, right? But hindsight would be like, okay, dang, we got to let him go now, and he's got to go to another team because we can't afford him because we didn't give him an offer until his contract is ending, right? And then he goes to do something somewhere else, and then you live off the mindset, I wish I would have paid him earlier. I wish I would have got something in return from him, meaning that if you don't see him for your near future, then you got to package some things together to trade him, right? That's just the reality of it. But when you're greedy, you hold on. When you give it away, but you're getting something back in return. And that's just the reality of it. If you knew that you were not going to pay the guy in the future, but you want something in return, you would have put him on the trading blocks and said bye-bye. At least you get something back in return. We don't do that here, ladies and gentlemen. We just don't. We hold on. We hold on until it's too long, and we live off the I wish. And to liken that storyline, it's the same philosophy with Michael Gallup, right? We living off the fact that, hey, he was here, he was homegrown, drafted. The Cowboys love his skill set. We waited until he got to the end of his contract, right? He hurts his knee, and now we living in the mindset of, hey, I wish he can come back to be the same person, or I hope that he come back to be the same person he was that we thinking that we're paying for. And that's something, ladies and gentlemen, is gambling, and there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying that that's horrible business practice, but you got to understand that the odds are against you now, right? The odds are against you. So it would have probably been better for the Cowboys to spend that money and add a little extra for Christian Kirk, someone who's never been hurt, right, and to that degree of that capacity, versus waiting on, I hope that Gallup can become the person that we know and let him go and let him test the waters, right? But I'm not saying get rid of the guy, but it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is how we handle things. So I can go on and on. I can write a novel on that.
Michael, this when I was watching the Eagles play, I couldn't figure out how to slow them down. And do you feel like, though, with Hurts dealing with this AC joint problem that he's got, are they going to be somewhat similar offensively with Gardner Minshew? Do they continue on that path, or how different do you see the Eagles being on offense?
Well, I mean, look, Hurts has got 156 carries on the year already, right? And he's played in 14 games, so there's no way they can't. They'll run a little bit of their six-back attack, but it's going to be more of an RPO attack now, right?
Right.
And and Minshew can throw the ball better. They'll go back to a rhythm passing game, right? They'll go back.
Now, that was his words, not mine, right? Michael Lombardi said, Gardner Minshew can throw the ball better than Hurts. That's what he just said. And I'm awake. Are you Gallup hate now? No, I'm not hating on Gallup, But here's the thing. What the front office got to do is they got to separate business from the relations with what they have with the players, right? And it's just a tough pill to swallow. It's nothing personal. This is business, right? Nothing personal. Just like you could have leveraged the Dak Prescott situation instead of franchising the man twice, you could have let him see the open market, right? But they've been foolish. but he held his feet to the fire, right? And then the Cowboys decided to put the franchise tag on him. But before that time frame, before the Cowboys was talking about is he worth $35 million? Is he worth blah blah blah? The Colts were willing to say, okay, we will give you a first-round draft pick plus pay the man $35 million. But by the Cowboys already putting the exclusive franchise tag on him, that closed off all of the other teams' play, and then that questioned the integrity of the team and the franchise. Do they really trust him, the first quarterback in Cowboys history to be franchised, right? And he was franchised twice, but he had to prove it, right? So that's just how it goes. And the problem is with that trust line is now tarnished. That trust line is broken and is spoken into the contract. Why, Law? How do you know this? Well, that's why there's no trade clause within the confines of the contract now, right? Because I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I'm going to smile like, yeah, but I don't trust you, you know. And that's discourse through the organization. There's discourse through that because of that. But if I trust you, I wouldn't have batted my eye, and I would have went on ahead and paid you. So that's just how it goes. But business is business. But you can't be greedy with your business, right? There's got to be a place where there's open trust, not trusting with reservations. Kind of, it's equivalent to unconditional love, right? I got to have it, whereas it's unconditional, and it's not tied to conditions. And unfortunately, the Cowboys operate with the conditions, which you're supposed to, but it's not fairly adjusted when it's time to move on or when it's time to get something back in return.
Back to more of a rhythm passing game, get the ball out, and try to expose the Cowboys secondary that hasn't played well. You know, stay away from Diggs, attack the corners, and if we can block them up front, we're going to make a lot of plays on them and let Minshew make the right decisions and then still run the ball. When Hurts is the quarterback, you have to set the defense outside in. So what that means is you have to have edges on both sides because he can bounce it on either direction. And if you don't set the defense outside in and say, okay, try to run the ball inside on us. The teams that have played Philly the best, like Tampa last year in a playoff game, they had two big inside guys and they set the defense from outside in. That gives them problems. And so you've got to be able to force him into throwing the football, but not in a play-action pass way. So when they played Tennessee, they threw it early in the game off play action. They got a 21-7 lead. When they played the Giants the next week, they threw it off play action early, got a 24-7 lead. Now he can keep running play action. But if you build a lead on him and he has to run drop back, now Hurts all of a sudden becomes a different player. So that to me is how you attack him.
Wow, man, Michael Lombardi is with the truth bomb over here. When you said the Tampa Bay, what they did last season to the Eagles, too big inside, and make them play, outside to in, that means a lot because if you think about this, the Washington team, they got big interior guys. That's why they're top 3, top 5 defense, or could be number 1 defense against the run. They shut down the run like no other. And if you try to concave the interior of that pocket, that is the best way, and allow him to go outside. That is a situation and a half. Now that you have Gardner Minshew, I think some of those principles and philosophy will still be the same. Minshew can run a little bit. Yeah, he ain't like a sitting duck here. You know, he ain't that much of a statue. He can get off when pressure's in his face. He can skirt and scoot around a little bit. But it is what it is at this moment. Let's see what else Michael Lombardi got to say with this one.
Michael, when you with the Cowboys, we watched them play defensively. You mentioned all the injuries, but the pass rush has been lacking. They've been getting with 4-man pressure and stuff. Have teams figured out that we're not going to let Dallas rush the passer on us anymore? Is it right? The quick game, the screen game? Is that what teams are just going to do now to him?
Well, you have to, and I think now because he stood everybody up, remember, the offensive line wants to block the 4 biggest guys, right? They want to block the 4
big
biggest
on
guys.
big, yeah.
Big on big.
Yeah.
So what they do is now they just count 11's a down guy no matter what, no matter where.
All right. Let's have a competition. I like this, Kenneth Harris. All right, so he's supporting his Eagles with the green hearts and the eagle head. I need for my Cowboy community to do the same on our end. I need to see blue hearts, Cowboy stars with emojis. Let's see who can win the emoji battle while we listen to this. I love that, Kenneth Harris. That's a good idea. Let's do that. Look, let's see who can outweigh who. You know, I love this. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me see some emojis in the chat. Yeah, keep the engagement up, y'all.
Where he lines up, he's a down guy. Because you're not going to let some back. They want to back to block him.
Blue hearts.
So, you know, the protections kind of adapt to what the Cowboys are doing.
Get them green hearts.
And so, and then they get the ball out quicker. And then they know they can't really hold on in coverage. I mean, they had a chance to win that Jacksonville game. They didn't put enough pressure on Lawrence, and you knew where the ball was going.
Right.
Ooh, that's a good point right there. I got a super chat from Hale. Law, what's up, King? Question: how do you think our top 3 wide receivers are now with Ty addition? You know, always loving the content, bro. I appreciate you for your support too. And get back in there and put some blue hearts in there. I want to win. I want to win the blue hearts, the blue, silver. If you got white, you can throw that in there too. I have to see. Ty in this formation. I do like what CeeDee Lamb been doing. I do like what Noah Brown been doing. I think that this will be a comfortable situation for us. And Holly, I think that I have to wait because remember, I like James. Say it with me, Washington, but he never lived up to the expectations. So hopefully, man, this week maybe we see James Washington against those doggone Eagles, man. Listen, Dave, woo, look at y'all. I love y'all so much. Look at all the blue. So much blue. Oh, East Camden, I see you, fam. I see you. Yeah. Let me know we on the Cowboys page. But East Camden, you tried, you know. Yeah, hey, Miles, don't block the opposing team. But I love it because the power of the nation, baby. Look at all them blue hearts. Yeah, and look at my people on Facebook with the gold hearts. I feel you with the gold stars. Let's go.
You kind of knew where it was. So, yeah, I mean, it's an evolution. And the Cowboys will struggle to rush against a really good offensive line of Philadelphia.
Michael, I learned something new about the middle
defense.
8.
Okay.
And for those that are new to, you know, listening to you and stuff on our station, explain what you're talking about the middle 8 of a game.
So the middle 8 is probably the most critical aspect of a football game. All right. So football is much like chess. And if you study chess, the person who has the white pieces, means he starts the game or she starts the game first, typically will either win that chess match against the grandmaster or they will get a draw. Because the first move really makes a difference. In football, starting with the ball has no relevance because who controls the middle 8 ends up with the control of the game. So it's the last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half. So what you want to do is you want to have the ball to end the half, and you want to get the ball to start the half.
No doubt. Dom, D-O-M. Dom, is it Dom, right? Dom. Hey, man, you said he's a diehard Eagles fan, but I got love for Dallas. We just like competitive brothers, okay? Let's keep this going. It's all love. Yeah. Shout out to I got a brother, man, that's a diehard Eagles guy, you know. And I tried to invite him on the show a few times, but he's so busy, man. He's just so busy. But shout out to the Eagles. And I can't wait to beat y'all this weekend. Yeah, let's go, baby. And this guy is breaking down football being chess and not checkers. And I don't think that we play a nice chess game, but let's go.
So if you're Philadelphia and you're playing in Dallas and everybody's been in their seats all day long, they've been drinking beer, they're ready to go, everybody's ready to watch. The crowd is the loudest it's ever going to be at kickoff.
Right.
At the half, they're all taking a leak. They're all in the bathroom. They're buying more pretzels, getting more beer. The stadium's half empty. Now you get the ball, you can play with a less crowd noise. Remember, the number one advantage the offense has in football is they know the snap count. And when your home crowd takes away the snap count, all of a sudden it's an equal footing. So in chess, when you can get the white pieces by controlling the middle eight, you should win the game. So you could make up a 10-point lead. Say you're behind by 10. You score at the end of the half to go by 3. Now you score again. You catch it up.
Right.
If you have a lead, you score at the end of the half and score to start the half, all of a sudden, now the game's a whole different game. So that's the key to football, is controlling the middle eight. And some of these games, like the Cowboy game last week, I mean, those two, that performance by both teams at the end of the half was as bad a middle eight management as you could possibly have.
Wow. So Michael Lombardi is deferring basically every coin toss. When if it's up to you, you want the ball to start the second half 10 out of 10?
Yeah, no question. No.
I do like that, so no question to that. I would love to defer. I don't want to be the team to go in there and try to score first, right? Well, get the ball first and say, hey, we're going to try to score first. No. You make the necessary adjustments. You kick the ball off to them, and you'll know in the back of your mind in the second half, I'm gonna get the ball first. So I'm in front of the situation. I'm in front of the situation if I can get that 3 and out or a quick turnover, right? That momentum swing is everything. And then getting the ball back in the second half first, and then you score, everything you can make the necessary adjustment from there, even if it's 3 points. So yeah, I kind of agree with Michael Lombardi with this.
No question. You wanted to start there, and what you want to do, which is what the Cowboys and my man Kellen, who's in the basement in Des Moines, just called.
Let me fix this audio up a little bit. Here we go.
Calling plays like he's playing Madden. He pays no attention to the middle eight. He could care less about the middle eight. He sits there. He gets the ball to start the drive. Now when they get the ball back from the Jaguars, he comes out and I'll give it to you. I'm looking at the play-by-play. I'll give it to you. Like this is as bad as it gets. He gets the ball with 1:31 to go in the half. Mm-hmm. Now Jacksonville, which you can't deny Doug Peterson, he could care less about the middle eight too. He starts out his drive with an incomplete pass.
Right.
Then he gets a false start. Then he throws a short pass inbounds, lets the clock run, but he snaps it way too early. And then he throws another incomplete. Cowboys don't even have to use a timeout. They get the ball back with 1:31 to go in the game, right? Mm-hmm. And they throw a pass that goes out of bounds. Then they throw a pass inbounds that lets the clock, but they don't. And then Jacksonville calls timeout, and now they get a 3rd and 1, and they got to punt. Where you got to start the drive, you got to get that clock running. People panic in the middle eight.
Man, this simple but yet complex. Oh my gosh, man! He calling out Kellen Moore in a bad way. And he said he's playing Madden. There's a way where is who remember that there's a game within a game, right? There's boundaries as it relates to things. And a thief don't like boundaries. A thief, just pay attention to what my analysis is going to be about with this. When you have something that's valuable, you put safeguards around it. When you don't have values of things, you give them away. You allow people to enter. When you don't set the rules, you allow people to call you at strange hours of the night. Right? You when you stay into certain areas, right? The rich people have boundaries. The wealth have boundaries. The poor, you can enter in at your own risk, right? There's no boundaries. So you got to establish a levels of boundaries, and the thief hate boundaries. They love to be able to steal things from you because they want your guards to be down. On top of that, just to question this, there are people that's watching this show right now that have certain sets of boundaries. You can only call me between the business hours, right, of 8 and 5, or 9 to 5. You can't call me after those hours because I got boundaries. The person that don't understand that will be angry and upset at you. But when you have something to protect, you will put those things in high regards. Joseph, what's good, man? Fly, Eagles, fly. We coming law. This game is going to be a good one. Let the best team win. Did you just say let the Cowboys win? Come on. Joseph, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for your love and support. All right. Appreciate you so much, man. After hours is no. Right? That's right, Sims. Appreciate you. Perspective. So what Kellen Moore plays the game or called the game, he called the game without safe regards or without boundaries. He just planned the game without understanding that there is a game within a game, that you got to put your safe holds together. There are people that can listen to this show and use this and apply this to their lives, right? And say that, hey, I'm setting my boundaries. You can't just come over anytime. You just can't call me anytime. You just can't. Look, you can't just show up at my door and start knocking. Did you call before you come? Hey, I'm here now. No, you didn't make that reservation. You didn't call. You can be knocking at that door until the world ends. I'm not opening it up because I got boundaries. But there are other people that sit around here that got no safeguards, no boundaries. I can come over your house now and eat oodles and noodles. I can put my feet all over your couch. I don't have to take my shoes off when I enter your home because there's no rules. There's no boundaries put into place. But there are certain things that when you set them, it's an automatic. Like when people come over to my crib, it's an automatic that they take their shoes off. Why? Because they know the presence. They know the house is immaculate. They know the floor is clean. And they will feel uncomfortable walking around with their shoes on. So that's why they say, oh, man, you got a nice crib over here. Let me take my shoes off. Because there's already a boundary put into place. There's a gate that you got to come in before you get here, right? That's the expectation that this is something that's protected over here, and I got to act a certain way. I got to be within the boundaries, right? I can't be outside of the boundaries because there are boundaries set. Appreciate y'all so much, man. Coach Marv with the super chat. Thank you so much. Law, and let me give him a horn. Law, this what I have been saying all year. Control the tempo. Control the game. Too many of these new coaches play the game with Madden principles. Shaking my head. Woo! Right? Woo! That, my friend, is a real one. Yeah, everybody. Some people play Madden, they don't kick field goals, right? They say, nah, man, we don't kick field goals around here. There's no boundaries put into place, right? Some people play Madden, they don't punt the ball. They don't know how to punt. It's 4th and 20. They're going to drop back. They're going to run around. They're going to go for it, right? There are people that play reckless because it's a game. It's a game on a console that they sitting down on their couches. But when there's money tied in, they'll kick their field goal there. They will punt. They will start leveraging the outcome because there are things put into place. But when you play the real life football like it's Madden, you tend to do some of those tendencies. You go for a crazy play on 3rd and short, like when all you have to do is run. You go for it on 4th and 20. You don't punt the ball. You don't kick the simple field goal. Because Madden, those guys are not real. You can turn fatigue off, right? I've seen one guy, he said, I'm going to make him mad today. I'm going to make him mad today. It's a viral video where he gets all the way to the touchdown. And he turn around, and he goes all the way back to the other end zone. You know what I'm saying? And he said, I'm going to make him mad today. I'm going to make him mad today. And then he eventually scores. But in real life, that man will run 400 yards. But people think that people in real life can do that, and they can't. So here's what it is. 14 and 1 loaded. Shout out to you, Alvaro. Appreciate you, man. Only the Madden bomb players, go for it. Yeah. Okay. I feel what you. East Camden. What's your handle? So so people can play you in Madden. What's your handle? Are you on a PlayStation or are you an Xbox? Let me know. Let me know in the chat too. Are you a PlayStation guy or an Xbox guy? Or you're an old school PlayStation guy? So some people old school PS4s and PS3s and what have you, or PS5. Some people like the old school stuff.
They think, oh no, we got to get plays. No, you got to get the clock running. You got to get it going. Let the clock work for you. And then the Jacksonville gets the ball back with 41 seconds left to go.
Yeah.
And they couldn't do anything with it. And they couldn't get the point. And they should have gotten points.
Yeah.
Michael Lombardi with this show on 105.3 The Fan. There's a lot of talk about Dak and the interceptions right now. Since Week 10, he leads the league in interceptions, and he's being a lot more aggressive downfield. Where are you at right now with Dak and his level of play?
I mean, this is one of my pet peeves in football. Like, grade the interceptions. That was Dak's fault that C.D. Lamb popped the ball up in the air?
Yeah. Noah Brown,
I mean,
yeah.
Like, what? You don't want him to throw that ball there? I mean, seriously, you don't want him to throw that? Oh, because he knew?
Well, we said the same thing in the postgame. Brian and I were defending him for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a joke. Like, look, does he have to protect? Like, the first interception I thought was horrendous. Mm-hmm. I didn't think that's on him. He can't make that mistake. He's too experienced. But, C.D. Lamb can't pop the ball up in the air. Like, it's unfair for quarterbacks to pay such a price on an interception that's not his fault. When it's his fault, we'll give him the blame.
Hey, Michael, I was listening to you the other day, like I always do, and you were talking about you actually went after Coach Belichick and the Patriots for the hiring of their offensive coordinators. And
coordinators.
Hey, listen, I appreciate you going, because like I said, there's a lot of guys in the media and gals in the media that won't go after people, right. But that's a terrible situation that's going on in New England right now, right? That quarterback's gotten worse, haven't they, with those two guys?
Yeah, if he didn't have a good season last year, you would say he's a blown pick, but he did.
Yeah.
And I love Bill to death. I mean, I love him like a brother. And I only say that because if I'm going to be a commentator, I have to be fair about what I say. And I don't want his legacy to get penalized for what's happening on the field. Now, look, I can't defend Jacoby Myers, right? Yeah. I mean, went rogue and made that play. But I can say that their offense, which is really, which can't throw the football, they don't understand how to throw it. They don't really run it very well on an average. They're really bad. One of the ways you evaluate football teams in terms of their ability to create plays to help the players is on third down and in the red zone.
Yeah.
The Patriots are 29th in third down, and they're 32nd in red zone. I mean, and so, like, that's a problem. And I think part of it, too, is the coaches have to be able to convince the players that they can handle it.
Michael, before we let you out of here, the Daily Coach is something that you have founded, and I'm curious, is there a coach right now that you think is doing the job very well, maybe one that's not getting the credit that some, like a Nick Sirianni's getting right now?
I mean, I think Arthur Smith has done an incredible job with Atlanta. I mean, I think Mike Vrabel's done an incredible job with Tennessee. You let Matt LaFleur coach Tennessee for a couple of weeks, see how that works out for him, right? I mean, like, seriously. I mean, Tennessee they're 7-7. They have no offensive weapons. I mean, I think it's really been a good job. I think the Cincinnati Bengals, I think Lou Anarumo, the defense coordinator, has done a great job. I think Zach Taylor, I think he's not a very good game manager. But think about this. I think one of the fallacies of the NFL this year has been we've been really bad at protecting quarterbacks. Once Gardner Minshew starts, and then I think depending on who starts in Arizona, that'll be the 57th new starter at quarterback of the season, which the guys are getting hurt way too much.
If Minshew starts for the Eagles, who do you think wins between the Cowboys and Eagles this Saturday?
I think it'll be a really close game. Because I worry that Dallas takes a sigh of relief and says, "Oh, we're not playing against Hurts."
Yeah.
This Eagles team is really good. They're good. Right. And they're going to have to play their best to win. And Minshew's really good. I don't understand how Minshew's a backup quarterback. Some of the guys that are starting in the National Football League, are you kidding me? I mean, this guy's really good. I mean, I've seen him play at Jacksonville. We've had nobody around him. I mean, he's played better than Matt Ryan played in games. He's played better than Davis Mills played. He's played better than Mariota's played. I mean, the Eagles get him for a nothing.
Yeah.
And he's a good player. I mean, he's played well in games, and when you watch him, he can make all the throws. Now, I don't think he's a guy that can play 16 games. I think his size does become a detriment to him. But, I mean, when you look at the guy's career and you break him down, he's had 22 career starts, and he's played really well, and he's thrown the ball down the field. He's made plays. He's protected the football. I think he's pretty good. Think about this, guys. He's got 41 touchdowns in 22 career starts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Real quick, too. Just a real quick answer about what's going on with San Francisco and Purdy out there.
I mean, it's the perfect marriage of player skill set meeting the system skill.
Yeah.
No doubt, man. That was 105.3 The Fan. Let me share their page right here. Be sure to check out the full interview. It's about 25 minutes of processing there. And the Cowboys game versus the Eagles, and I'm listening in to Lombardi and all of his thought process of Gardner Minshew and all of the good accolades that he just said. We'll find out. We'll find out. Right, we'll find out how all of this will work out. But before we go further into this, man, let's give a praises to the guys that made the Pro Bowl for the Dallas Cowboys. We had 7 guys. They said lucky number 7. I'm going to be 1,000 with y'all. I don't want us going to the Pro Bowl. The selfish part of me don't want the Cowboys to go to the Pro Bowl at all. But neither here nor there. We got Zach Martin, Tank Law, of course, Trayvon Diggs, and then we got Parsons, Tony Pollard, as well as Cavante Turpin. Those guys made the Pro Bowl, and this is the beautiful illustration of the list there. And granted, it's a noble thing to help out with money down the line. If you're looking to do such, you can say, hey, I'm a Pro Bowler, you got to pay me such. And that's what I was saying, whereas you got to look at it like this, ladies and gentlemen. The price of Tony Pollard bag just went up. Remember when I was talking about 25 minutes ago, foresight. You got to have it versus hindsight. Hindsight is 20/20. And now that you got this guy who's a Pro Bowler now, you think that he's going to get crumbs now? So you're going to have to make a business decision. And by it being the latter part of his contract, you got to make the choices of, hey, do you slap the franchise tag on him now, right? Or do you allow him to test the market because you can't afford to pay him? Or do you open up the wallet? And that's just how it goes. But if you've seen enough of what he was able to do since you drafted him, you have to get in front of it. Verdi says, how did Turpin make it as far as the special teams? He made it via special teams. I think he's number 1 or something like that amongst majority of the people in the NFC on punt game. Now, his kickoff returns, he's been pretty much so-so. And a few people kind of canned me when I said in the playoffs, in the playoffs, I would make that switch. I would make that switch of keeping Turpin at punt returns. I think he's valuable there. But on kickoff returns, I would clearly add in Tony Pollard. There's no more tomorrow in the playoffs. But they said, Law, with all due respect, he would get broken up. He would get hurt. Why are you preserving your players in the playoffs? It's win or go home. There's no sunlight. There's no daylight after that. When you lose, you lose. So I'm trying to preposition myself or put myself in a spot. That's a better way to say it. So I can win at all costs. There's a reason why Prime in the playoffs was kickoff punt return guy, right? There's a reason why and then somebody said, that's 30 years ago, Law. Well, there's a reason why even Tyreek Hill, kickoff punt return guy. Yes, he's valuable. But there's no tomorrow in the playoffs. Anything that you're saving up for, take that out of the window. Take that out of the equation. But Law, what if he get hurt and we win and then you need him for the next game? There's casualties in war. And if you are playing this game to be safe, you're going to be sorry. That's just how it goes, man. So that's why the Cowboys are a playoff team. When they get to the playoff, it's timeout. You got to make sure that you manage the game. Make sure you have your boundaries up. But you manage the game to win. You kill the time of possession. You make sure you run with a purpose. You make sure that when your guy is open, you hit him, right? And you make sure that any degree of errors is magnified. Now, granted, one of the things that we say from this particular reasoning is the Cowboys been improving. Where at, Law? Well, we've been more disciplined as a team. Let me knock on some wood because that can change it. But we've been more disciplined as a team, right? Our offense increased, our defense decreased. I would have preferred our defense increase and our offense stayed the same, but somehow injuries is a part of the game, y'all. It's just what it is. And we got 3 weeks to make things right. We got 3 weeks to improve our situation. And hopefully on the defensive side, we figure it out. We're scrapping for players. T.Y. can help us a lot. This is from Judah. Appreciate you. But I think his main purpose is to help develop Turpin to a wide receiver side. Yeah. Well, if they can see Turpin being that weapon X for us down the line and down the stretch, it'd be a mighty good time to present it to us now versus waiting for the playoffs, because I don't want the moment to be big or too big for him where he fumbled the ball. And those are things that we have to contextualize in our mind, right? So you got to utilize your guys now, and we got to bring forth the things that we need to do to make sure that our guys are in the right perspective. All right, Todd Archer just reported, when Jerry Jones called Cavante Turpin, let me do this, bam. All right, let's go. Boom, boom. I love this. Let's go. It was like some news by Todd Archer. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, okay. Oh, man. Thanks for showing everything. Get out of the way. All right. Let's go. Boom. It says right here, when Jerry Jones called Cavante Turpin, he initially thought he was about to be cut. The Jones told him he made the Pro Bowl. It brought me to tears, to be real with you, he said. So Cavante Turpin literally thought that when he got called into the principal office, that he was about to get a spanking. He thought that he was going to get the axe, poured upon him, get out of here. He thought he was going to get the axe, oh, I'm cut. But no, it ended up being that he's now in the Pro Bowl. See, these Pro Bowls meant a lot for him, right? So Dono should have made it. Zay Tovin, I can look at it like if he's going to make the Pro Bowl, which his number speaks loudly that he can. His numbers speak loudly that he can or could have. The Pro Bowl is such a watered-down process that we would literally be mad about Donovan Wilson not making a Pro Bowl, for it to ultimately he makes it to the Pro Bowl as an alternate. Because I can't stand the way the Pro Bowl is adjusted. I can't stand the fact that the Pro Bowl is what it is, that it is one of those things that is before the Super Bowl. And what happened here, the team that goes to the Super Bowl, they're taking a few Pro Bowlers with them. And then we hear the adjustments, and then we hear the fact that you can stand tall with your chest out and say, hey, I'm a Pro Bowler, when it's down to contract negotiation. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things, whereas it's a popularity contest, and we are a popular team, and that's why we got 7 Pro Bowlers, right? And the Niners got 4. And I'm not saying that the Niners are better than us, but the popularity contest, the votes and all of that counts heavy, and then that drives up the market price. I got a Pro Bowler, you know. How big that Pro Bowl check, Law, I don't know, it's a big one, you know. it's probably more money than I make all year, you know what I'm saying? In the last 2 years, them boys getting paid. And then I know that the team that win, they get even more money. More money, right? But it's also a hidden cost to a player going to the Pro Bowl. Law, what is the hidden cost? Let me break that down a little bit more, you know. Because I hate to talk about the money. But the hidden cost would be it drives up the value, right? It drives it up. It don't take it down. And that's just the reality of it, right? Shoot. He can go to his grave and say, hey, man, I'm a Pro Bowler in the National Football League. Right? Pro Bowler, Cavante Turpin. Pro Bowler, right? Even if you're an alternate, it don't put an asterisk by it. No, it says Pro Bowler. But you was an alternate, man. Don't worry about that, man. I'm a Pro Bowler. Yep. Stevens says Dak better than average, but not elite. I agree to that. Dak definitely not average, right? And on top of that, based upon his stats and his measures, according to what elite quarterbacks do from a parameter, it is hard pressed to put him in elite class. But here's the thing. It's still the area of the unknown, right? So I just look at Dak Prescott. And let me say this. Let's do this. Let's open up the phone lines. Let's open up the phone lines because people will have their interpretations. When it's subjective, there's no look. Here's how it goes. A quarterback being elite, above average, average, below average, and then when you're below average, I guess you're in the trash area, right? Those are all subjectives, right? Those are subjective measures because when a quarterback wins a Super Bowl, now I guess he's elite, right? That's just how it goes. Some people would marry quarterback statue to how many playoff wins that they have, right? And that argument is null and void because you got Jimmy Garoppolo. There's nobody outside of Tom Brady in the NFC. They got more playoff wins than Jimmy Garoppolo. So if you use that measuring stick as, hey, do the quarterback got playoff wins, right? That put him in the elite class. Versus a quarterback that don't have playoff wins, that take them out of the elite class. But somehow, when you have a quarterback, regardless of what system or what operation they runs in or play in, if they somehow have multiple playoff wins, then they are elite, right? So that's just how that goes. Oh, have the quarterback ever been to the Super Bowl, right? Then there will be a situation to argue that. Jimmy Garoppolo been to the Super Bowl, right? So this is how it goes. Unfortunately, that's how that is too, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see. News out of John Machota, Cowboys running back Tony Pollard. Okay, so they just rehashing. I'm just retweet it over here. Really much to do about nothing. But shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Bear with me. Let me get this settled in right quick. Boom, boom, boom. Here you go, Sadiqa. We have pan to the top. I got to set it up a little bit. I appreciate everybody, and I thank those who tuning in to this show. Let me go. Where is it? Where are you? Here you go. Booyah. Here we go. 657-390-7391. That's the hotline for your mind. And let's go with it.
Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for line. Keep it super thorough my way
right
on this side. Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for
There are 3 participants in the conference. Please announce yourself. All participants are muted.
Mobbing with my brothers, there's no question, keep it real.
Let's go.
Whether we East Coast and or we in the Haven Hills.
What's good, everybody? What's good? From the VIP lounge, 860, you're live.
Lord VIP, baby.
What's good with you?
Oh, look, man. I don't know if Ignatia, what are we going to call her, man? What are we going to call her? Ignatia? Iganiqua? What's her name, Lord?
I don't want to see her. I don't want to see her because I don't know. It got to be a situation where I don't want to have an ugly win. But if it's so, then Iganiqua, I think that's how you're going to have to say her. Iganisha, we had to take her out. You know what I mean? But I want us to blow the doors off of the Eagles, though. For real.
I agree, Law. But something I've been just eating off all of these, the 4 letters, the 3 letters, and what I've taken from everybody taking shots at our OC, we take shots at our OC too. And here's an analogy for you.
Right.
Our OC, I call our OC the Virgin.
The Virgin.
Our
yeah.
OC's a Virgin.
Not the Mary.
On Viagra.
Yeah.
And we let him loose in the strip club. Because he sees all of his toys. He's like, oh man, I can throw the ball, I can run the ball. So he gets now he's on Viagra. So now he's all hard up. He don't know what to do, Lord. He gets caught up in his own emotion.
I feel you with that analogy.
We get in our own way, Lord.
Here's my God honest truth on Kellen Moore. He's a guy that's been presented an opportunity that he's still growing. And this is 4th season. I know that a lot of people going to look back at this and say those are bevies of excuses, right? Some people, clock management is something that stays with them forever, right? Some people just don't understand that. We've seen this with our head coach, Mike McCarthy. We've seen what Michael Lombardi just said. Dougie P, he's having those same type of things, whereas he don't know how to manage the clock. Now, with Kellen Moore, we need to see whether or not he can continue to dial up better run suits, better plays, and these sorts of things. But this is his 4th season, though, and it's hard, man.
And the rope he's exhausted his rope. And what I need, my point, Law, is if we see this, if all of us see it, how does Big Mike not sit back and be like, you know what, bruh, and it's not even that he can't call plays, he can draw up plays. It's situational, crucial game time moments where he fumbles over himself. There's no reason why you can't have 5 plays in your bag where you have Tony Pollard, you have our tight end, you have Lamb, where you're not drawing up 3rd and 3s, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7 scenarios where you're not out there just guessing. You're running Hail Marys? What are we doing?
Now, here's my thoughts before I let you go, fam. When you are like Mike McCarthy, he's sitting back in the levels of trust that he have entrusted into Kellen Moore. He's sitting back and he's watching him, seeing what he's done and improving it and what he's taken away. He's not intervening, right? Because he wants to see what all Kellen Moore can bring to the table from that offensive coordinator philosophy. Just like if he don't intervene with Dan Quinn, he's not going to intervene with Kellen Moore. So Mike McCarthy is I guess I hate to say this, VIP. That's his coaching technique.
But see, there's our problem, Law. As a Cowboys, as a whole, accountability is our problem. We have nobody to hold our owner accountable. Our GM is our owner, so he's not held accountable. Our owner handpicked his stepson, which is our OC. And he's like, no, you're married, Mike. You're married to me, but don't talk or step to my stepson. There's the problem because he can't hold that OC accountable.
Yeah, that's
so there's a bigger problem, Law. But anyway, on a good note, I want all of our Cowboy Nation, even Brandon, to have a happy holidays, all right?
Yeah.
Even this guy. But I want us to come together and know that there's more strength in unity. Let's stop tearing each other down to build the Cowboys up. We don't have to do that. I don't know why the Cowboys feel like, oh, Tony Pollard made the Pro Bowl. So you're going to tear Zeke down because TP made the Pro Bowl? If Zeke was not Zeke, which I want you to look at Zeke is looking mighty good for this last one, it's because they share that responsibility.
Yes, indeed.
And there's no animosity between them.
Yes, indeed, man. Good call.
If there's no animosity between them.
No.
We need to see animosity between us.
No doubt, man. Let me hear you. Let me hear you say it, man.
You already know, Law. I can't wait for Eagle. What's her name? Ignatia? Yeah, bring Ignatia. I got the room. I got the bottles. The VIP is waiting for. Hopefully put up a 40 burger. Well, I ain't even got to see. I'm still going to invite her over if we put a 40 burger up on them. But
No
you
doubt,
know what
man.
it is, Law? How about them Cowboys? I ain't a killer, but no pussy.
No doubt, man. That's VIP, man, from the VIP lounge, man. I get what he's saying. Now, according to that tweet I just read, they literally said that Zeke was the first person to reach out to Tony Pollard about him being in the Pro Bowl. Now, the Pro Bowls are a good thing. Like I said, Zeke been to plenty. This is Tony Pollard's first time. And I get it, right? There's tensions. The tensions in the atmosphere from the outside. Because what happened here is that there's a third of the Cowboy Nation saying that, hey, Tony Pollard is better than Zeke. Flat out. That's what the eyeball tests say, right? And there's also there's also people that say, well, you know, both of them better together. You need the thunder and you need the lightning, right? You need both. And then there are people saying get rid of Zeke, right? You just keep Tony. But the reality of it is that this team is better with both. But we going to always fight amongst ourselves. We can't appreciate the two dual threat running back system because of the way our fan base operates, and it's the way the front office kind of leaned with it too. They would prefer to get the how can I say this? The tensions with it when they can put out the fire, right? But they don't do it. They prefer to do the same thing, just like with the whole aspect with Cooper Rush versus Dak. They prefer that drama, right? Instead of putting out the fire, they prefer the drama. Speaking of that, I got the lady, Trey from the 901. You're live.
Hey.
What's good, Trey? Talk to us.
That's good. Yeah. So first I want to let you know on First Take this morning how Stephen A. checked that or last. Oh my God!
What?
It was so funny. You know, he sit up and talk about how Dak does this, that, and third, and even talk about other quarterbacks. You can't even talk about Baker Mayfield, baby. They showed a clip of him playing. I think he played for the Jets, if I'm not mistaken. Whoever it was he was playing for. But the incoming, the linebacker on the other team was running. He in the end zone, right? He didn't got outside of he outside the end zone, like he outside running. So Stephen A. was like, you know, I'm going to need for you to come in, because he tried to say something on the slick side. He tried to check Dak some kind of way this morning. And I don't know if it hit Stephen A. nerve or what, but Stephen A. checked him and they showed the film of him doing it. I said, now I know Dan Watson's not sitting his tail up there talking about these quarterbacks and these players, and this how he was playing when he was playing.
Oh, they showed the play when Dan Orlovsky stepped out of bounds. It was inside the end zone. Yeah, the old classic day.
That was the funniest thing to me. I'm like, oh my God. See, and those are the type of people I'm talking about. That's why, you know, our fan base, we need to calm down. We know, obviously, Dak struggle a little bit because of these throws he's throwing. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. We know this.
Right.
But I guarantee you, y'all, this game here, we're going to see a whole different team. It ain't going to be a team like we did when we played the Vikings. It ain't going to be a team like we did when we played these last two ugly games we played. This going to be a game to show folks, like, this is why they selected the ones to the Pro Bowl. This is why Dak is who he say he is. Y'all will see about it. That's just how it's got to go. It's just the way it is. I don't care. It's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want all our Cowboy Nation fans, don't worry about it. All this old Minshew stuff talking about, they played against our bagger.
Right,
You feel me?
right.
So if he's so cold, you know what I'm saying, let's get at it. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Because we at home. First off, we going to protect our house.
Right.
So y'all remember that.
Right.
Y'all remember that now. We going to protect our house. So you can go on, just like we had to do when the Texans came. Yeah, we shouldn't have been down, but we was. But guess what? We came back and left. You're not going to take nothing from D-Town. So don't worry about it. Y'all chill out. We got this. Don't worry about it.
Good call for you, Trey.
And when we join the playoffs to play them again, we going to get them again.
No doubt. Let me hear you say it.
How about them Cowboys? Everybody have a happy and Merry Christmas.
Yes, indeed. Merry Christmas. Thank you to all of you. Java says, did everyone forget when we had the triple threat? Rash, Taz, and Dash. Okay. Marion the Barbarian, Felix Jones, Tashard, Choice, Zeke is still a beast. Yep. He's a beast, man. Shout out to you, man. So much for your support, man. I really appreciate you so much, Java. And as we move on, I got Coach Marv from the 803. You're live, Coach.
What's going on, Law? How you doing, brother?
Nothing to it, Chief. Talk to me.
Man, we in the Christmas season, man. I want to wish everybody out there a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. We got work to do come Christmas Eve. This is the best time of the year.
It is.
We talking about football and everything is on the line. But what you were talking about earlier, Law, and I sent you a super chat.
I appreciate it.
And I've been talking about this all year long. It's the thing that frustrates me about football these days. You see a lot of teams now with, and you put it so perfectly. No boundaries now on how you run things or the structure type things. It's just loosey goosey, and it's what I was saying about John Madden principles.
Yep.
And people think that philosophy wins games more than it loses. No, it doesn't. If you look at a team like San Diego, they have lost a lot of games in the last couple of years because their coaches I don't kick field goals. We go over fourth down.
Right.
And you wonder why they're a 500 team with great talent, with a great quarterback.
Yeah.
But this is the thing that I have been saying about Kellen Moore since probably when he, I want to say he got the job because I couldn't give that judge on it, but it was as of the beginning of the season when Dak got hurt. He was a young guy. And I think that was the first show I ever was on with the YouTube thing when I was on Boss Cowboy Show. Me and OC was about to run the ball thing. And the first thing that I asked OC was, could Kellen Moore, did he know how to control a football game from the offensive coordinator side? And controlling the game is that what I was saying about controlling the tempo.
Right.
Most teams that control the tempo in any sport really control the game. And what I mean by control the tempo, you're playing the game at your pace. You're getting into your game plan,
right? And
you're making the other team play like you want to play.
Okay.
If you win a game, if you get in a game with Kansas City, if they get you in a game plan where they got you going up and down the field and running wide open and going no huddle, you're not going to beat them most times because that's their game.
That's their philosophy. Yeah.
So this is where the identity comes in, and knowing your team and your game plan and knowing what type of team you got and imposing your will on teams to get them into your game plan.
Right.
And when it gets to this point in time, what the gentleman was talking about on the radio, in the interview, is those moments before half, those moments before the game, those crucial moments on field position, those crucial moments on deciding to get points or keeping the momentum or changing momentum plays or stopping another team's momentum, those things are going to be the things that's going to be crucial, because there is no longer, as you get to the playoffs, there is no longer losing teams you're playing. Everybody's in the playoffs for a reason, because they either won the division or they're in the playoffs. So you're not playing the lonely guys of the league. Everybody has the ability to beat you, and the margin of error is very small, and that's where you help. That's where the coaches help off the sideline. And I want to say this one thing about Mike McCarthy. I heard what you just said about Mike McCarthy and his coaching style.
Right.
But Mike McCarthy has to understand this. There's not the NFL doesn't give you 2 or 3 seasons to learn.
Okay.
These same things that we have been seeing, this started yesterday. So I don't give him a pass.
Right.
At this particular point of saying, well, I'm allowing the guy to grow, get growing pains. Because when are you going to stop? Did you allow him in San Francisco game who was in the playoffs last year?
Ooh.
Are you going to allow him? Are you going to allow him when we get into this point of the season?
All right, so let me pivot. Let me pivot then just a little bit, just for contrast, because we can't punish one child and don't do it for the other, right? So at some point, where do Mike McCarthy, and I'm just objectively asking you from a coach's perspective, where do Mike McCarthy chastise, or when do he chastise Dan Quinn?
Now we're in the rough area, because Dan Quinn is doing the side that's not his specialty.
All right, can you elaborate?
But so yes, he's not a defensive guy. Mike McCarthy may be an overall guy, head coach, but his forte, his experience is on the offensive side.
Right.
If your offense, if he was a defensive coach, the one last thing that should look bad if you're acting with a defensive coach, right, will be the defense.
Okay.
The one last thing that should look bad on this team, without a doubt, is the offensive thing. Now he can put his reins on Mike. And listen, he can put his reins on a Dan Quinn.
Right.
But this is where you have a problem. He may give Dan Quinn a level of rope, because Dan Quinn has been a coordinator for a long time and been a head coach. You can't even afford to give a guy that's been in coaching 4 years this much rope.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. If this was an experienced coach, well, we've seen this guy cut his teeth, I can see what you're saying. But we're at a point in time now when we get into these games, I don't think you, Law, or me want to be looking out there at this particular time when the money games are and saying, well, you're trying to let the young guy learn. Because these seasons are not promised. And these teams don't come a dime a dozen. It took us a long time to get playoff games 2 years in a row. So sometimes you have to use hard coaching to get your point across, but you do not want to lose what you have and say, okay, well, I let a guy, I kind of took my hands off, let him do what he do. Because sometimes, Law, that's a cop-out. Because that goes back to what my man said, what Mike Thomas said. Mike McCarthy, you can't run from coaching. You got to run to it.
Man.
And this is the time to run to it. And you not only coach the players, as a head coach, you coach your coaches.
Man, that's some deep stuff, man. I appreciate you so much, Coach Marv. You can't run from coaching. And, man, that was some great analysis there, Coach. Hey, I'll talk to you again tomorrow, man. Appreciate you.
All right, man. You have a good one now, Law.
That's a good call from Coach Marv, man. If you guys, I was trying to block Bob, but if you block him, I can't. If you time him out, I can't go into the system to block him. So, I don't know what is he saying though. What is Bob has said? Bob Barker. What does he say that y'all want me to block him for? I haven't even paid attention to it. If you guys want to block him, then you got my right to go ahead and block him. But if you block him, I can't. If you time him out, I can't go in to untime him out. Basically, mods. But I appreciate y'all so much. I can't do two things at once when we have this up and running. I got the 316. My God, the movie star. You live.
Law, what's good?
What's good with you, man? What's good?
Shit, about to hit this road to head down there to Dallas.
Okay, so when you touch down, you gotta be careful too.
Like 8 in the morning.
God dog, boy, you gotta be careful, man. It's supposed to be like 2 degrees on Friday.
It's 2 degrees now up here.
Well, you used to the weather,
it's
huh?
-1. It's -1 right now.
God dog, boy.
Yeah. This morning we had a complete whiteout.
Wow.
Yeah, it's looking like a white Christmas this year. So
where you gonna be at? Because tomorrow I'll be around the Star. We're gonna be at the Star in Frisco, and it should be.
My hotel is downtown Dallas.
Okay. Just shoot me your information, and we will try to have a quick meetup, man, because I got a few other people that want to do a meetup deal, and we're going to try to have a great time because we're going to be doing a thing with NBC. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of things with John, and it's going to be. I would like for everybody to be there. So I don't have the exact time frame, but. If it's a situation that I'm there, I'll let everybody know where I'm going to be at.
Okay, deal. If you can, I understand. But I'm going to be there till the 26th because I also have an audition in Arlington. So.
Okay. Another movie, huh?
So another one. And another one.
And another one, yeah.
And another one. So really, this is going to be my first time at the Star.
Yeah. Okay.
So all I want is a win. All I want is a W.
All right.
I want us to kick pigeon-toed Polly's ass. That's all I want us to do.
Right. Hold on. Let me block this dude right quick.
All right. Don't block me.
Nah, I ain't gonna block you. But keep going, man. What you got for this game, though? What you got for this game?
Hey, what I got for this game? I'm looking at 40-28 Cowboys. And Micah Parsons has 2 sacks.
Okay.
Micah 2 sacks, which leads to offensive touchdowns, so we good.
Okay. I'm all down for it, man. I'm all down for it. All right, so with that being said, man, let's go. I'll see you tomorrow, man, or if not this week. Congratulations on your do you know any details? Is it an action movie? What kind of movie is it, man, before I let you go?
It's a coming of age movie with some brothers, you know what I'm saying? So
coming to age, like y'all grew up in high school and then somebody get into a fight.
I'm not sure all the details, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what I can say.
Right.
But I had to find the NDA, so.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
Oh, no doubt, man. All right, Denzel. Denzel Washington.
How about them Cowboys?
Let's go. Yes, indeed, man. All right, that's what I'm talking about. All right, so we back on the page with everything. We got Bob Blocker up out of here. I don't know what he was saying, but I trust y'all judgment, so I blocked him. So he got to create a whole nother. If he's back in here, then he's back in here. We would deal with that we would deal with that on another situation. But I'm gonna tell y'all who we got here. We got 100 grand. We got Marvin Jenkins. Shout out to him, and you got Jake the Great. But we're gonna go in reverse order because Jake been here longer. Jake, man, from the 561, you're live.
Yo, loud, Jake the Great. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, man, I can hear you. Talk to me, man.
Man, first thing I want to say, man, shout out to you, Law. I'm riding in my truck, man, and brother, dog, you made a teardrop roll down my cheek, man. Shout out to John.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Keep up the good fight. Keep up that spirit. I was a little bit upset when he first called in. I looked at the chat.
Yeah.
And how there was being disrespectful. You know, I got family members that you know are not so fortunate. You know, I got my nephew, which is you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But shout out to John. Hey, Law, you're a wonderful man for what you did. God gonna bless you 1,000 times, man. That's wonderful.
I appreciate it.
John, enjoy the game. Do not be afraid to call. We love your energy. You know what I'm saying? Go Cowboys for John.
No doubt, man. And if anybody know that exact episode, inbox me because I've been trying. I got to cut up a piece when he called in, and I do like 1,000 episodes a day, so I don't even know when that episode was. But I know people, they got more time than I do. If y'all know what episode that was and when he called in and these sorts of things, let me know. And also, I did like the fan show, Jake the Great, and I had him visible. That's the episode I'm really looking for, when he was visible with the nurse and everything. And if somebody can dig that episode up, man, that would mean the world to me.
I didn't catch that episode, but I did catch the episode when he was talking.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? Like I said.
Right.
Shout out to John.
Shout out to John, man.
What happened to the final word this week? Don't tell me y'all done chancelled it like the late night.
Yeah, man, we got into a fight, man. Me and Boss Cowboy, man, we had got into fisticuffs, man. So there's no longer a final word. I'm just joking with you.
Hey,
no, I'm just messing with you.
Don't do me like that,
man. No. We all play football, but what happened was the Eagles round table was inserted in on the same day. Yeah.
That was my last point, man. Law, you know I love your channel. I love Boss Cowboy and every Cowboy content creator. I love YouTube content creators. But man, those two shows, Law, the one with Boss and then the one with you, horrible. Like I understand we're rivals. But like y'all Eagles fans, bro, can we like talk football? You ain't gotta be so ignorant with it. You know, those two videos was an L for the content creator community.
It was too many.
The 49ers.
It was too many. It was just too many. I think that what we need to do is with those type of shows, whereas they need to have a moderator like an independent moderator, not a Cowboys moderator, not an Eagles moderator. Maybe a lady or someone, you know, that can jump in, put her in the middle.
Let your brother moderate that thing. You know,
he's still fresh, man. I think that my brother, maybe next year, you know, but I need somebody who knows the two communities, right? And understand it and be like, all right, Lord Brunson, your turn, all right? Or then Law's your turn. Or the other way you can moderate this thing, instead of having 9 or 10 people in there, just have 4. No more than 4.
All right.
No more than 4.
The only person I gave props to was Philly 500. He was at least reasonable. LB, brother, man, bro, you setting the community back, bro. You need to be more professional, man. But enough of that. For this game right here, Law, I'm looking for one thing: finish. Just finish. Yeah. I don't care about a blowout. I just want us to finish. Yeah. Finish and show me how we're gonna head into the playoffs. And that's all I got. Oh yeah, one more thing. Law, when they give you that big old bag and you're a billionaire, man, you know what I'm saying? I hope you don't change your ways. I love when you come on any random time. It helps me drive miles. So,
man, hello. Random Law, man. That's what it's gonna be, man. I appreciate you, Jake.
All day, man. Be safe. How about the Cowboys?
How about them, man? Oh, my goodness, man. Good call from him. No doubt, man. The final word is still here. We just had that round table thing to be inserted at the same time. I'm random, and things may change. That's why I love the flexibility. Sometimes I go live at 10, live at 11, live at 12. I've been live at 4, but whenever I find time, once I complete my other duties, I'm jumping on. I'm talking Cowboys, I prefer talking via the studio, versus being in my car now because I got all of the buttons and stuff here. But sometimes I want to go live when I'm in the car, but, it is what it is. Let me lock up this thing.
The conference has been locked.
Let me get my guy 100, and then it'll be MJ. 100, Greg, with the plan. You're live.
What's good, my guy? What's going on with you?
Nothing to it, Chief. Talk to me, man. What's on your heart?
I just popped on, seen you was online, so I had to, come on and show love to my brother. You know how we do.
No doubt, man.
But, I think we gonna blow these boys out. You know what I mean? I think we gonna really show out, man. But that's not what's important.
Okay.
What's important is doing it. And the play, we can win out and blow all these 3 games out, and then we go in the play. No. We need to do that in the playoffs, man. Save all your tricks.
Yeah.
Save all that stuff. You want to put Devontae on the offense. Save all that for when it matters. The playoffs. I don't care. And I really think Kevin Moore is holding plays back for the playoffs. You don't want to throw your whole book out there. Now, I get people, yo, do your philosophy. If you run the ball, show you're going to run the ball. You're going to do it to perfection. I mean, that works, but then again, it don't work. Because if they know that's what you do and you throw your playbook out there, just like one of the Cowboy players said, these guys, they study film all day. They'll figure it out.
Yo.
They'll figure it out.
But man, look, in any fight, man, I just want us to put and bring our best foot forward, right? And if you relying on withholding stuff and it's trickery football, then you already lost, right? So whatever the Cowboys see, I got different opinions with you on that one, man. Come on, man. Hey, man, if you gonna play, don't be holding back. I ain't holding back. I'm gobbling up the opposition, man. Come on, man. Eric said just win, but yeah.
Okay. What you gonna say about T.Y.? T.Y.'s an unknown come out.
Wait a minute.
No film on him in this offense or nothing. So that can go one or 2 ways. That can be the missing piece that can catapult us to the Super Bowl. But
hold on. Remember this guy by the name of James Washington. Hear what I gotta say with that. Look, we based our information off of what he did for Steelers land, right? But the moment,
he was trash.
I can't call a football player that. But what I can tell you is that he can't take a hit because when he got hit, he said, my foot, get me back on the sideline. We haven't seen James Washington ever since Jalen Petrie put the wood on him. So what I'm trying to say is I don't want that to happen if we hold him back and it's the playoff and we see T.Y. go across the middle and then he gonna say, the kids. I don't want it because he said he didn't play because he wanted to have time with his kids. I don't want a 33-year-old man in the playoff and his first time out there on the field is like, hey man, I gotta reassess my situation. I don't want that to happen. No.
I said that to say this, Law.
What's that?
Jalen Hurts don't play.
Right.
We all see he the key to that offense. So that offense is figured out. You take Jalen Hurts out, the offense is done. So you key in on Jalen Hurts. You shut him down, the offense is done.
Well, he's out, right? So, but
even if he plays, what did we say? You do that read option. I don't care what you do. You smack Jalen Hurts in the mouth. And being that he got a hurt shoulder, do you think they're going to do that? They're going to hit Jalen Hurts every play and re-aggravate that shoulder. And once he get out the game, it's bye-bye for the Eagles.
Right. But that's them. That's them because even though Jalen Hurts out, I think that A.J. Brown will still be playing. Devontae Smith will still be playing. They're going to try to play to win. I don't care what people say. The offensive line still out there. Dallas Goedert, he's coming back. There's going to be a situation whereas what are you implying?
I'm not saying that they're not coming to play long.
What are you implying then? What are you implying? Talk to me.
Reach in your pocket.
I'm in there.
Pull out a key.
Okay.
Go to your door.
Right.
Turn and unlock the door.
Take the key away.
And you turn the knob with your hand. And if you see if that same locked door that you was able to unlock with your key, can you unlock it without the key? Do you get what I'm saying now? If Jalen Hurts, if that read option is not there and you're not worried about Jalen Hurts pulling the ball and running for 20 yards, running for 50 yards, it's over. All that other stuff that's going on, they shutting that down because they don't have to worry about Jalen Hurts running the ball. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do. Hold on. Now 100 grand. Objectively, I got to push back on that just a little bit. You know, we seen Jeff Driscoll still able to run the ball on us at Davis Mills to give us a run for us. And I heard Michael Lombardi, and I've seen a few games of Gardner Minshew. In my mind, Gardner Minshew is better than Jeff Driscoll, and also he's better than Davis Mills, right? So for me to think that, and then the Eagles got better and more weapons than what we've seen out of Texans. And this is not me fear talking, but this is me telling you that this game is not going to be a layup like we think. That you still got to play sound defense and you got to play sound football, and they will still try to run that RPO mess because that's the staple piece of their system. Think they are running a system. They're not running Jalen Hurts. They're running a system over there in Eagles land. So that's what I'm saying. That the Cowboys just got to be prepared for their system, and they're still going to have their principles still the same. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. You know, is Gardner? Let me ask the people in the chat. Is Gardner Minshew? Is he better than Jeff Driscoll? I appreciate you for calling, man. What's the final score gonna be, bro?
Man,
I got 35-24. What you got?
35-24.
Cowboys.
28-21.
Cowboys.
28-21.
Okay, we just okay.
All
right.
Come on.
Come on.
You ain't even gotta say Cowboys.
I'm just checking you, man, making sure you got your hands.
You ain't even gotta say that, man.
I know you eat the sirloin steaks over there. I know you don't eat the Roman top Romans. I know you don't eat them, man.
Hey. Nah, not at all. Not at all.
Appreciate you for calling in, fam.
That's you, Law. That's you.
Hey, man, leave the romaine.
Hot dogs in it, too.
Man, everything back in the days, you know.
Put the hot dogs in it, too.
Appreciate you, bro. Say it again. How about them Cowboys? Let me hear you say it. Oh, you gone, man. 100 grand. Come on, man. He didn't like to play. MJ, you live.
What up, Law Nation?
Nothing to it, Chief. Talk to me, man.
Man, love your content. Love what you're doing for
Appreciate
the
you,
people.
man.
Hey, bro, I got to give you credit. I listen to you mostly than everybody. You know me, I'm from East St. Louis. I got a little accent, sound a little country.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But not as thick as this Mississippi accent I got, boy. They had to use a translator to understand what I'm saying. But keep going, bro. Talk to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I just want to say, you don't really disrespect people when they call in.
No,
you know what I'm saying? No. So that's what I like about you.
Appreciate it, man.
I ain't going to say no name. A few other people like to try to laugh at people's accent.
No doubt.
Then they're going to make the East St. Louis come out of me.
And then you gonna be hearing like, what did mom do to that guy on the phone? What we say back at home when we say Jones people.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I understand. Was
you
it?
know what I'm saying? I
Is
ain't
it?
gonna say no name.
Go ahead and say. Is
Because
it
like
there? Say right there. Is it right there? You know how y'all say there?
Right there. Right there. You know what I'm saying?
Right there. Was that Chingy? What's his name? Was it Chingy who came out with that song? Chingy, yeah.
Right there.
Right there.
Yeah. So that's how they be clowning. Sometimes they try to clown me on this podcast, and I caught it the other day. I said, they're trying to make fun of me the way I'm talking.
I think it's all in love, man. I think it's all in love, man. They laughing with you, not at you. This community, we just different, man. You know how it goes, man. So what you got for this? What you got for this episode? I ain't gonna throw no hands over there on other people. Come on.
Let me give you some numbers to all the people. Even though I get mad at, let me give everybody an example. If Dak Prescott was the quarterback for San Francisco, they'll probably win a Super Bowl because their coaching staff know how to use this kid.
Right.
Our offensive coordinator put this guy in the wrong places and make the whole world hate this guy.
Right.
And the guy got a heart of gold, and I'm fighting for this guy. I get mad at him when he do something crazy. And that's our system. That's everybody.
Right.
But our offensive coordinator put this man in the wrong thing. Now, let me give y'all some numbers.
Okay.
2016, 3,600 yards, 23 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, 104 rating. 2017, 3,300 yards, 22, 13 interceptions, 86. 2018, 3,800, 22 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 96 rating. 2019, 4,900 yards, 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 99.7.
Right.
2020, 1,800 yards, 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 99. That's when he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, 4,400 yards, 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 104 rating.
Mm-hmm.
This year, 2,100 yards, 17 TDs, 11 interceptions, 93 rating.
Mm-hmm.
His rating total for his career, 98.3, 61 interceptions, 160 touchdowns, 24,000 yards. That is beautiful.
It is.
If that guy was playing with San Francisco, everybody, I'm going to tell you, even though I get mad, because I want to win too, like everybody on here, this guy probably win a Super Bowl. That's why your brother said we had Dak Prescott. They will win a Super Bowl with that defense.
Yep,
and
he
the play
did say
call.
that. Yeah.
I'm going to tell y'all, if he was with San Francisco, they would win a Super Bowl. Our biggest problem is our coaching staff on both sides. I hate to call it out now.
Yeah.
But now my defensive coordinator is pissing me off because he won't play the right people, got the wrong people. And then on Joseph, the same with number 22. Hey, everybody remember number 22? What's his name? He played for Cincinnati Bengals.
Uzier. Okay.
And Uzier was the same way. We hated him. He never get his big back. He'll be right there, get torched. Then he go to Cincinnati and he started. I'm gonna tell y'all something. That dude is one of the best corners for real, Kevin Joseph. Sometimes his brain is messed up, but if he had the right defensive back coach in the right system, he's gonna get better. If they don't coach this kid up, he ain't gonna get better for the Cowboys. He'll go to another team.
Do you think that this competition this week was fair and balanced? Because we will find out who will be the starting DB. I like Nashawn's right skill set. I like Kevin Joseph's skill set, and I like Mullins' skill set over both of those guys. And
Me too.
I hope that Mullins stand tall and able to win it out from a personal aspect, because I know what 6'2" cover press corner can do for this system.
That's what they need.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think Mullins should be starting and then and I'm going to tell y'all, have y'all noticed how the Cowboy fan, we talked that smack about Joseph. Have y'all noticed our punt coverage is whack now since he's not on punt coverage? Have y'all noticed that?
Yeah, because he was the number 2 gunner. I can't say that. He was the number 2 guy,
Now, on the punt, they running on him. They need to put him back on punt. Yeah. Let that man come back next year and really I wish I was his defensive back coach. I'd say, man, no, don't be looking back in the back. I want you to stay on your man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll put him on press cover because he's better on press. And
What?
my safety. You need to start helping. You don't need to help Diggs. If Diggs the number one corner, Diggs, you by yourself. Be the man.
Now, here's what I gotta say before I let you roll, though, Chief.
Yeah.
When I look at this, I want Diggs to still trust, his safety over the top, so that he can be aggressive underneath. I get it. We say that Diggs don't need help over the top, but he's such an aggressive corner. He's been solid this season, not giving up the big passes. But I still like the fact that you have that safety over the top for him to help alleviate some things. But to that point, if you're playing single high safety, and if it's Diggs just traveling and carrying, I need for that top safety to cheat towards the other wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? Or the other side to help whoever's going to be there, even if it's Trey Mullins or even if it's Deshaun or Kelvin Joseph. That big play that was given up, dare I say, was mainly on Hooker too, for that first touchdown. Hooker shouldn't have bid in, but he bid real hard on that,
He bid hard.
Yeah.
Give up at least give up Hooker's supposed to be over there and stop there.
No
That's
doubt.
the same thing that remember Diggs used to get burned like that? And we didn't say nothing.
Yeah, DeMonte KZ.
Yeah. But now I'm gonna tell you the other weak point.
What's that?
Our defensive tackles is not getting off their blocks. Number 96, come on, bro. You supposed to be the man. Come on, brother. 96. What? You need to start playing like a Pro Bowl guy. 96. You need to start playing like Warren Sapp. You bigger than Warren Sapp. Why you not getting what you're supposed to do in the run?
No doubt.
And our DNs, stop going for the sack. Stay in your. That's why, if y'all watch Bill Parcells, I used to watch Bill Parcells about the defense, and he did the same thing like Coach Quinn. He just got players and put them in the right position, and he made them DNs. Do not give up your end.
Man, Parcells was a different animal. I would say this too before I let you really go. If Parcells was here for the amount of time we had Garrett, there was at least a Super Bowl in there.
We would have had a Super Bowl. Yeah.
Appreciate you, man, much for calling in, man.
You want me to give you a score? Now,
give me a score prediction. Your score.
I hope, and I'm gonna tell you. Minshew. You gotta remember, we was about the Cowboys wanted Minshew.
Gardner Minshew. Minshew. Yeah.
That's who the Cowboys wanted. But the guy will light your ass up. Excuse my French on the Cowboy fan. Y'all going with this wicky-wacky with that offensive line and the receivers and the halfback. They just like us. Don't get him mistaken that he won't let your. If our defense A-game don't be right, that man will light our butt up. I'm gonna tell you right now. So y'all better get out of that drinking the Kool-Aid that he can't light us up.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
I want to score. I don't want to give up no 20 no more. If we're going to be a Super Bowl defensive team, our defense needs to start playing like Tampa Bay and Baltimore. We only should be, if we supposed to be that good, Cowboy fans, we only should be giving up 13, 14, or 17 points. That's it.
No doubt.
I don't want to see no more 20s. I don't want to see no more 20s. No more 20s.
No more.
I hope the Cowboy, and I hope Kurt, all y'all listening, I don't want to see no 20 on the board no more.
No doubt.
14 or 17 or 13. No more. No more. If you want to go to the Super Bowl, y'all got to start playing like Super Bowl. I don't want to see no 20. If y'all and all our fans tell us some 24 points, if we give us 24 points, we'll end up losing. I'm going to be honest with y'all.
No doubt. Let me hear you say it, man.
All I want to say is that get them likes up for my man, Lord Nation. My man doing it real. And how about them Cowboys?
No doubt, man. All right, we got 3 more callers that's in the loop. All right, I got Darius, and then I have Bro G, and then we had a 718. Darius, you're live, fam. Talk to me.
What's happening, man? What's happening? Hey, how's that Hennessy Black doing you, man?
Man, look,
Yeah.
Look, it's sitting here. I ain't going to even open this one, man. I would have been, you thought, man, if y'all go back and watch the show last night, y'all thought I was gone. See how I'm lifted now?
Mommy?
I'm lifted now, but I'm good, But the Hennessy Black, I was gone for 3 days. 3 days. Nobody knew it, but I was gone. I was literally waving the white flag around there with that Hennessy Black. Though I'm not gonna do that Hennessy Black. I refuse to do that Hennessy Black, fam. This is gonna be a paperweight. And then when people come over, guests come over, you got anything to drink?
Light 'em up.
I'm
Light 'em
like,
up.
yeah, nah, I got this for you, you know, with the 1 cube of ice. And I'm sitting back. I got a cigar spot over there on the back patio. When my boys come over, I'm gonna give them this and a cigar, you know.
Put that black on them, man. Put that
black on them, man.
Man, Coach AJ, you wrong for that, Coach. You wrong for that.
No,
yeah, my boy.
No. Coach didn't send me this. I forgot the name of the person who sent me that one. Coach sent me this privilege though. This move. It'll get you there. It'll get you there.
Okay.
Privilege is good. Privilege is good. You see, this premium stuff don't leave hangovers or nothing like that. But that Hennessy Black, whoa.
Hold that ass up, boy. Told you, that boy Law was like.
Hey, I was literally. I was going. I was like, man, what's going on? I started just reevaluate my life. I was like, man, what's going on? Now, I was on talking to my brother, and we was taking. I started evaluating everything, dog. I was like, for 3 days. Hey. Yeah, they're Riri, lift me up. Oh, I was gone, bro. What you got for this show, man? What you got for it, man?
My bad, but nah, that boy Law was like, "Where's mommy? It's time for you to go to sleep."
Yeah, man. I'll start praying, God, Allah, Yahweh. I was praying, man. I was like, "Come on, get me out of here, man." And then I was resurrected on the 3rd day. It just went away. Like, yeah. I rose.
Oh, man, I watched it like 3 times, man. Oh man, I had to. But MJ just stole all of my words, man.
Oh, he
I
did.
swear to you, I had some profound things to say because, like, what I was about to ask you was, I had a theory. I was about to ask you, if you take that and matter of fact, I'll put it like this: if you take Brock Purdy and you put him and you give us Brock Purdy, and then you give Dak to the 49ers, what do you feel like we would do with Brock Purdy? And then what do you feel like Dak would do with the 49ers?
Oh, that type of conversation. I hate to say this, but I may seem kind of wrong with this, but I truly believe the relationship that Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott got, right, is that I don't think that Dak is getting true coaching, and I don't think that Kellen Moore is doing true coaching, if I can say it in that fashion. But the relationship that Kellen Moore got with Cooper Rush, we seen true coaching, right? We seen the defense playing lights out. They was comparing that defense to the 85 Bears. We seen a team went on a run for 5 games, well, close to 4 games, that they didn't allow over 20 points. We seen not being super aggressive. But then when they wanted to see who Cooper Rush really is, can they throw the ball for more than 30 times or 40 times to see whether or not it's going to be a good situation for the Cowboys? Then they saw him in his true form against the Eagles, right? So they know what they got out of Cooper Rush. They know his capability. They know his max. So what happening here is with Dak Prescott and Kellen Moore, I hate to say it's a buddy-buddy situation. It's like if I get a job, and then all of a sudden I hire Ryan, my brother, the twin maker. It's just like that. And then all of a sudden people be looking at it like, hey, Law, when you gonna chastise the twin maker? I might do it. I might not.
Yeah, I feel like you would though.
I got a little bit more cojones than Kellen Moore,
The way you, I can tell. Y'all done had some fights before.
Oh my God, he know about it too.
But yeah, that's what I was about to ask you, and then I was also about to say that I really agree with a lot of things that Brandon say, because like with his harsh criticism on Dak. But the reason why I've trailed it back is because of Kellen Moore. I can't really judge Dak because of Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore,
you
yeah.
You can't get a true assessment of who Dak truly is until you give him an actual real head coach or a OC. You know what I'm saying? But and then the other reason I've trailed back on my decision with Dak is because I see what he's doing. Like he's literally trying to be more aggressive, and that's the main thing that I've always said. I wish Dak would just stop going Schultz, 3 and out.
Right.
Schultz, 3 and out. Schultz, may do a little CD, 3 and out. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to push it down the field a bit more, but he's getting caught within it. I can live with that because I know Dak's true capability is that he is clutch. Dak has that Tom Brady clutch gene in him. I know it. I've seen it before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was the only thing that I called to say, man. And man, just heal up, man. Ice up. I know you had a rough night last night, man.
I was up before the sun. You know, I told my brother I got Wolverine blood. He knows it. I got a cousin, man, the JR. His name is JR, man. We was out a couple of years ago, many years ago, to be honest. And then the Essence Festival. It's in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I mean, we had hand grenades and everything, and then like that morning time.
That's when you seen Jerry. You seen Jerry Jones.
Man, Jerry Jones down there too, probably. He gave me one of those Johnny Walkers, But to make a long story short, that joker was through the next day. And then I was up he's like, Lord, man, how do you do that, man? It's the power of the beard. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no way, dog. He said, ain't no way, man. You up at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I don't know, man. Once I go to sleep, it's literally a reset button. I reset. Refresh.
Boy, God bless you. Boy, you different. I ain't never heard nobody do something like that.
Hey, this is what it is, man. It's just no hangover law. I'm just here, man. Look, in 1997, it's a true story. We won state and track meets and stuff like that. Yeah. I was the guy that they put on the relays. I was the guy that they put on the marathon runs and everything. Prefontaine don't got nothing on me. You know what I mean? I don't stop, man. I got nothing but energy, but that is what it is. But I appreciate you for calling in, D.
It's all love, man. Take care, man.
No doubt, man. Good call from him, man. So that's just what it is now. Wake up and like, God dog, man, and everybody hungover. I'm still ready to go, man. It's just what it is, man. I don't know what it is. Maybe one day it will catch up to me. Hopefully not anytime soon. Let me knock on some wood. Shout out to you, Gary Stokes. Appreciate you so much, man. Let's go. We got 2 more callers, and we rocking today, baby. I got Bro J from the 510. You in?
What's up, Law? Merry Christmas to everyone out there. To all the other Dallas content creators. Hey, man, you guys are bringing us some real interesting points. It seems like all the callers, we seem like we're all seem to be on the same wavelength. So it seems like the subject of the day is our coaching. Like everything is pointing towards the coaching. It's not Dak, not CD, whatever. It's not this and that. Nothing has to do. None of our players. It's all looking at the coaching.
It's hard though, cause why? Because people will literally say, "G, is that coach didn't drop that ball on Noah." Noah dropped the ball, right? Coaching didn't tell Hooker to abandon his zone coverages, and he's supposed to have over the top help. That's not coaching. That's Hooker. So I look at it from a coach's perspective, and I look at it from the player's perspective. If was a fifth, we all would be drunk. But those two crucial drops that Noah Brown had, changed the game.
That long on the 3rd and 10, the long one on 3rd and 10, talking about that one also?
The 3rd and 10, and also that, that route that Noah Brown did on the overtime, I get where people are saying, like, the coach dialed up the plays, brilliant if the players execute. Horrible if the coaches, when they don't, and the coaches get both of the blame. So that's just how it goes, man. It's a wishy-washy type of thing, unfortunately, Well,
you know what? I can live with that 3rd and 10, the long one is before the overtime, only if it was the Michael Gallup. If that was Michael Gallup in that situation, I think our percentages of him catching the ball were way higher than Noah Brown catching that ball.
Right.
That's the only thing I have a problem about that. That should have been Michael Gallup. They haven't been throwing to him all game.
Right.
That should have been him in that last, on that 3rd and long 10, that bomb on the sideline, that should have been to Michael Gallup, not Noah Brown.
Right.
That's the only thing I got. But that's the only thing I see bad about that call. If it was, even if Michael Gallup dropped it, I still would have been good with it, because I think the odds of him catching were much higher than Noah Brown catching it.
Right.
And
right.
I got a couple. Here, let me be
devil's advocate.
Here.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm not making no ostentatious predictions, but man, I sure hope we win the Super Bowl. Not just to win the Super Bowl, just to say we the Cowboys. We got 6 Super Bowls.
Right.
I love to have that Lombardi, and I told you I'm gonna come out to Dallas. If we do, I'll be at the parade with you guys. I'll come all the way from Cali just to be at the parade.
Man, we might have a parade from Oxnard all the way to Dallas, man. Load up I'm gonna have a John Madden band, man. I'm gonna have a parade. I'm gonna go start it. We're gonna start it at the Star in Frisco all the way down to Arlington, loop around and go all the way back up to Irving, Texas, the old stadium, where it used to be in Irvine. And then we're going to go all the way down to Oxnard. You know what I mean? We're going to, look, the Law Madden, I'm going to call it Law Madden bus, man.
yes.
But yes, indeed.
So
but keep going.
I got a scenario here. I think the only way we're going to get Kellen Moore off our hands is if we win the Super Bowl. I think that's the only way other organization is going to hire him. If we win the Super Bowl. That's the second reason why I want to win the Super Bowl, so someone can get that dude off our hands. And another, who I would like to bring in?
Who is that?
That's always up. They're always talking about he should be up for a head coaching job. So if you don't get a head coaching job, what's the next best thing to being a head coach? And to me, the next best thing to being a head coach is being an OC or some kind of a coordinator, defensive or offensive, is to be a coordinator with the Dallas Cowboys. And who I would like to see as our OC will be Eric Bieniemy. I think he's under Andy Reid. Andy Reid is from that San Francisco tree. Mike McCarthy is from the San Francisco tree of Bill Walsh. So they're more into that West Coast. And if you notice, for Holmes, they throw a lot ever since Tyreek Hill ain't been there, they throw a lot of underneath passes. They get their players open. They get them open in spaces where they can run with the ball. They got them in running situations. When they catch the ball, they're on the move. They're not standing in one place. Like a lot of our patterns, like if they run curl patterns, a lot of our receivers, we're catching the ball when they're standing still. You got the receiver. That's why I play receiver.
Right.
I used to hate standing and waiting for the ball. I want to be on the move so I can get loose.
No doubt.
And I think that's part of the West Coast Bill Walsh tree, and you see a lot of that with Kansas City. They get their receivers on the move. They get the ball in receivers' hands on the move. And if you look at our routes and where our receivers catch it, they're always standing still. We got to wait for the ball and stop and go. It's not one movement.
Stop your feet. Yeah, and then I want our wide receivers to come back and greet the ball too. But here's my thing with this. That will blow up so negatively, right? Eric Bieniemy leaving our offensive coordinator job to come to Dallas, and then to be not the head coach, but to be another offensive coordinator job. There will be people bringing up 1957 all over again about that situation there, and we know we play in this. We talk about this environment from a political one. It won't be enough, man. I think that Eric Bieniemy next situation should be head coach job somewhere amongst these other 31 teams out here. He need to have a situation where he's interviewed for a head coach and he ultimately get that spot and see where he stands at beyond that. That's just the bottom line with it, fam. But I feel where you're coming from.
Well, I'm just trying to be greedy.
I know you're greedy. I know you're greedy, but there's layers of onions to this. Shout out to Richard Coleman. He says, "Hey, Law, if we tackle, we will win the game. Basic football." Yes. Shout out to you for that super chat. But that's just how it goes, man. Shout out to you again, Richard Coleman. Let me give Coleman a horn for that super chat. But you get what I'm saying. And my thing is,
Carolina, that'd be a good spot for him.
Bieniemy in Carolina. There's plenty of teams out there. He get the job for the Texans or something like that. It's opportunities. Denver looking for a coach? Well, they got a coach, but one of those situations.
Oh yeah, I got one more issue.
Go ahead.
A little one. I'm kind of noticed a thing from Micah, man. I don't know if someone can go back and backtrack, but how many times does dude come up sick when we lose? That's all I know, man.
I mean, that's just what they listed as. I think I read a deal where
I know it's at least the second time this year that he's been sick. So I want to know, like, is he sick after losses or what's going on here? Still, I see a little pattern. So
man, they just resting that, man. When you not practicing, they don't want to put down the did not practice. They put illness. You know how that goes, man.
I know. They put something.
Appreciate you, man, so much for calling in, fam.
I don't want to come in on a Monday because the Cowboys lost.
No doubt, man. But let me hear you say it, man, before I let you go, G.
Oh man, we them boys, and how about them Cowboys?
Appreciate you.
It could go either way.
Yes, indeed. That's Bro G, man. Appreciate him. Good call, man. All right, 718. You've been waiting patiently. You're live.
Lord Nation.
What's good?
What is good?
You right now, man.
Chanel,
talk to me.
Bro. This is White.
White. Let me put you in there. What's your first name?
Chanel, man.
Chanel. You the first male Chanel I know, man.
That's right. Keep it strong, brother.
Yes, indeed. Chanel. Okay. Talk to me, man. What's on your heart, man?
Yeah, I had told you, I wrote to you yesterday. I told you after looking at the round table, the great round table last night that you guys had. That was real football talk right there. I really like that.
Oh, the one with Vach and Koye and Foots, right? Just us. Okay, and my brother. Okay.
That was a little good tag team going on right there. I like that.
Okay, that one. Okay. We got a lot of tables, man. Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Now that is an official Knights of the Football Table round table. That was what's going on. That was hot.
Oh yeah.
So I just wanted to touch on a couple of things, Lord, that I heard you speak on, as far as what we lost in Cedric Wilson, what we lost in Amari, and nobody talked about Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley in 2018 had 672 yards. I'm just going to give you some stats that are on the team right now, minus Cole Beasley. So we have Lamb at 1,087 yards. We have Pollard at 969 yards. We have Noah Brown at 533 yards. Michael Gallup at 339. Mr. Tolbert, I can't see the field, at 12 yards. Simi Fehoko, missing in action, 24 yards. Now, compare that to Philly's team. We have Mr. Sanders, 1,110 yards. A.J. Brown, 1,201 yards. Smith, 901 yards. Goddard, who hasn't played all year, has got 544 yards. And Sammy Watkins has got 321. Now, we always pick on Dak and say, well, Dak didn't do this, Dak didn't do that.
Right.
But, Lord, isn't it a general manager and an owner's duty to do what's right for their quarterback, to put the best field and the best players that your quarterback can be successful?
Yeah, we have a little issue with that because we can argue that that's subjective, but I can tell you that we are the only team in the National Football League that people say, well, can he do it without the offensive line? Can he do it without Ezekiel Elliott? Can he do it without a number one, right, wide receiver? Whereas other teams say, all right, if he's doing that with what he got now, what if we add more to it and how better it will be? And that is what Super Bowl teams been doing. They have not been a team to take away, right, to see whether or not things can work. I recall this been even with Tony Romo. When they drafted Dez Bryant, they had the opportunity to keep Terrell Owens. They cut Terrell Owens that offseason, right? And then they drafted Dez Bryant. I can only imagine and I know people going to say, well, no, there's too much distraction. But if you have a hardcore team, a team with stones, it don't matter the player because you coach said players, right? You trying to get better, not worse. So the Cowboys with the philosophy that we can minimize, take away, and we can elevate the people, with what we got. Like we elevated Noah Brown. And Noah Brown been solid, but he's not been over the top, right? So those are the things that we are facing. The Cowboys took away, and they never replenished. They wanted to say, can he do it? I'll never forget when Dak Prescott, when it was time to pay the man, they were saying, well, can he do it without this? Yeah. Can he do it without that? If you go back and look at the career of even Peyton Manning, his first 9 years of football in the National Football League, God awful, but he put up some good numbers because he always had Reggie Wayne, he always had Marvin Harrison, he always had Dallas Clark, he always had a good offensive line, he always had he had 2 Hall of Fame running backs in between that time spell. Marshall Faulk was there when his rookie year, right? They got rid of Marshall Faulk. They got in Adrian James. So what I'm trying to say is this man, if you compare anybody to anyone, he is pretty much from his number standpoint is on the same pace as Peyton Manning without weapons. That's crazy.
Minus the interception. Minus the many interceptions that Peyton threw.
Right.
Because Peyton threw a lot.
Peyton threw more interceptions. I agree. Yeah. So it's crazy. It is right. Adrian James numbers. Adrian James, let me say this. Adrian James numbers for his first 7 years are mirror to what it's crazy. Or mirror to what Ezekiel Elliott done. Dak Prescott numbers for his first 7 years are mirroring to what Peyton Manning done, believe it or not. And I don't want to hear people say, well, it's been the change of way defenses plays a different league. They changed that rule in 2002.
All of that.
Yeah.
When people use that that's all caca. I don't even want to hear all of that.
Right.
A running back is a running back.
Yeah.
And if you're doing your job, give that man his kudos. And Dallas, please, I told myself, Lord, I was not going to argue with fans in your group anymore because sometimes I just hear some outrageous, I see outrageous wording in your group, and I used to get lit up. Like the time when we lost against Green Bay and you were lit.
Yeah, I was mad, man. Right.
So I get like that. So I said, you know what? I respect law. I'm going to stop coming out of pocket in your group and just respect fans and ask them in the group, what are they really looking for? Mm-hmm. So you want to drop that. Okay. So my thing to you then is, who do you want to put in Dak's place? I saw wording that they wanted to put Goff. That our team would be better with Goff. Guys, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Have you looked at his career?
They talking about Jared Goff, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're saying our team would be much better. Look, Lord, I'm not going to say Dak is perfect.
No.
Lord, if you look at the all-22 tape on some of Dak's throws, the man is really a good quarterback.
Right.
That throw that he made, that Brown drop, to where the defensive player was in his face.
Right.
He had to throw it knowing that Brown would be in that area.
Right.
And all Noah Brown had to do is caress that ball, and we were in win mode.
Right.
The other ball that he threw to Noah on the 3rd and 10, Noah playing out was going backwards and dropped that ball. My thing is about our OC is we get back to that scheme versus system thing.
Right.
Why can't Kellen scheme CD open? I know CD was getting doubled.
Right.
I saw that. They were running that double on him all the time. So why not run a pick play for him and throw that 3rd and 10? If you're going to throw it to your bread and butter. Throw it to CD. If CD drops it, he drops it. I'm good with that.
Right. You live with that. Let me ask you this, though. Let me ask you this, Chanel. What do you do for a living? Or done for a living?
I work for the city here in New York.
Under what capacity, if you don't mind sharing?
Law.
So you're like a lawyer, right? Right?
No. The other side.
On the other side, like an officer, right? Like a police officer within the confines of the law. All right. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that although that is what you do, I'm not asking you to do my taxes. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because that's not your skill. That's not what you do. So for us to ask and bang on the table for Kellen Moore to do a schemed play, that's not what he do.
Right.
He's a system. And in a roundabout way, it's equivalent for me to give you my paperwork and say, hey, Chanel, can you do my taxes? You know what I'm saying? You won't know how to do it. Even though you can go to TurboTaxes and these sorts of things, it would not be the same. So that is the equivalent to what we're asking Cowboy Nation to do under Kellen Moore.
So you're telling me Kellen Moore is a system OC?
He's
just setting a set of instructions to play to defensive to offensive players and saying go out there and make the best of it. He's not a scheme OC. He's a system OC.
Big facts. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Very different.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
So then we have a very big problem, Lord. If you're telling me our OC is system generated, then we have a very big problem.
That's just what it is. I want you to throw it to the open man, and based off of my system, there's no number ones, there's no number twos. Everybody's a number one. Everybody's a number two. Everybody's a number three. And as far as my philosophy on approaching the run, and like I said on the show last night, I said, okay, cool. Right. We gonna run the ball, but it's not with a purpose. It's not with a design. I'm in shotgun. I'm running out of shotgun.
Right.
I don't have my quarterback understand.
Yeah. Because you're fooling no one. You're fooling no one. No one's biting on anything. You see that double move that ran? Oh
yep.
My God.
So now you got it, baby. Hey, I appreciate you so much for calling in, fam. This was a great show. Let me hear you say it before I let you go, Chanel.
Law, as we say, DC for life. How about that? Boy?
How about them? Appreciate you, man. Yeah, so that was the end of that, man. I appreciate y'all so much for tuning in for this episode. I thank y'all so much, man. I stayed as long as I could. I opened up the phone line so you guys can I'm going to need to put Q&A on this title, though. But you guys get what I'm saying. And it's a situation whereas we don't have a play to set up for another play, basically. And is that a bad thing? No, that's just a Kellen Moore's thing. And we're 10-4 with that philosophy of how we run on this particular team. We did try to bang the table to help out enough, right? And we've been doing this like running the ball for quota purposes and not running the ball for other purposes, right? To set up the pass. I really, truly believe that I like the fact that Dak Prescott improved year to year. I do like that. I do like the fact if you look up his numbers and things like that they're very comparable to Peyton Manning for his first 7 years, right? In the National Football League. Basically, one can argue that they are better, right? And that's just what it is. I pulled it up just now, and the completion percentage. Peyton Manning for his first 7 years, 63.5, right? Dak Prescott, 66.7. 63 is less than 66. Passer rating, 92.3 for Peyton Manning. Dak Prescott, 98.3. Interceptions, Peyton Manning, 120 interceptions. Dak Prescott, 61. We can go on and on with these type of numbers. And on top of that, rushing touchdowns, Dak Prescott, 26, juxtaposed to Peyton Manning's 9. And that's just how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. Peyton Manning, 216 touchdowns passing. Prescott, 160. So we can look at that, and then if you add the 26 or what have you. So I'm looking at all of these numbers, and I'm looking at, hey, that's just what it is. That's what the numbers entail. That's what the numbers entail. But they never took weapons away from Peyton Manning. They tried to add to. And the defense was very horrible for all of those years, right? But and he was below 500 in the playoffs too for his first 7 years, ladies and gentlemen. And it is what it is at this point. Both quarterbacks are very, very comparable as it relates to those numbers. And I know some people are going to look at numbers and say this and that. It is what it is. But let me just crop this, and I can pull it up a little bit better for you guys, because people will not understand it. I'm going to freeze my face just a little bit. And boom. Let's look at this. Bam. 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 And let me pull it up right here so people can look at this number and get mad about it. Yep. These are the player stats. Ratios right here. Right? Same thing so you guys can see. Yards per game, 262, 257. Touchdown ratio, 1.9 to 1.7. Touchdown ratio. 1 point at a high volume rate. Dak Prescott throws less touchdowns and less interceptions. But when you look at everything and contextualize it from here, those numbers are very, very comparable. Very comparable to one of another. And this is without the likes of Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Dallas Clark, right? For those years. Jeff Saturday, wearing all type of gold jackets and beyond. So we can go on, and these numbers speak for itself. So the Cowboys, instead of taking away, they should be adding to. They should be adding to. Nick Butler, when you get a YouTube channel, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. He says, "No, stop it. Please don't compare them. I beg you to stop it." But I'll call in. You know, we had a call-in show. You could have called in and voiced your opinion with that. But I promise you, I can't find a person that can out-debate me on those topics, though, because those are facts. When I pull up facts, when you pull up facts, it's hard. Then you go into the mindset of reaching for opinions. But the facts outweighs the opinions every time. And that's why I just destroy people with the facts versus opinions. I'm undefeated with facts, ladies and gentlemen. Find me a person that's willing to debate facts and be willing to put opinions over facts. I just need to know. I want to know a soul who's willing to put those into those perspectives. I want to find that person that's willing to challenge law. And I can't find that person. I can't find a person that will say these things, ladies and gentlemen, that we had the equivalents of Marvin Harris and Reggie Wayne, that C.D. Lamb and Noah Brown is the equivalents to those guys, or C.D. Lamb and Gallup is equivalent to Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison, or the equivalency of those two wideouts that they had over there. And we have the same set of circumstances for the first 7 years. I want to know the equivalency of Tony Dungy. And especially, of course, they had Jim Moore for a few years, but they switched that out and got Tony Dungy. I want to know the equivalency of Jason Garrett and Tony Dungy. If you had a fight, a puncher's chance, and all of the chips was on the middle of the table, and you had to push them there, that you would prefer Jason Garrett over Tony Dungy. Let me know. I want somebody to debate me with those. Right? We got a situation that I can bring forth the truth analysis of a player's stat line and skill set. And people refuse. People refuse to hear the truth. Very much so like this movie that been played around the world with billions of views. And that movie is named
Want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
And that is the reality of it. I can literally go line for line for Ezekiel Elijah Elliott, stat line and the games that he performed, comparable to Edgerrin James. But people will still say Zeke suck, he's trash, he's washed. They got the same numbers. That's crazy. The Cowboys are 10-4, not 4-10. And people will believe that the Cowboys are trash. That's crazy. But nevertheless, this particular team, I tell people this all the time. KO, shout out to you. He says Minshew is better than Dak. That's an opinion, not a fact. But I appreciate you to even strengthen my debate. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it. If all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you and you hold all other things tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, and plan for it, and lose all terror of your mind for it, if you will simply, just simply go after the thing you want, with all of your capacity, strength, and sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither poverty, cold, or sickness can get in your way, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset it with the help of Almighty, you will get it. Shout out to Les Brown, the #1 motivational speaker of all time. Appreciate him. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys. One love. If I offended anyone, charge it to my head, not my heart. Let's go. Roll credits.
I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately I just wanna
shout out to everybody, man. Young Wilson, Chris 214, Verde. Appreciate you, George, Saul, Torrey. Not Lanes, but Lee. Appreciate you. Halid, Dom. Appreciate you. And Joseph, Coach Marv, Jarva, DZO, Mr. 316, and Richard Cole. Man, appreciate you. Thank everybody who support this channel. Be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go. Let's go. Yeah.
I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf and I'm not feeling it.
Come on.
Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit.
That's why they say comparison is the robber of all joys. It's the thief. It's the thief.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah.
Come on. Appreciate everybody, man. Be sure. Like I'll be sure, you know. Let me see some blue hearts in the chat, baby. If you're an Eagles fan, you can put your green hearts up there too. Let me stop doing that one. I be in roll alone. Come on. Shout out to Sadiq. Appreciate you. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Uh-oh. How y'all gonna let the green people, man, outdo us? Come on, let me see some blue hearts in there. Come on. I need to see some white hearts. Blue, white hearts, stars maybe. Put some stars in. There we go. Put your score prediction down too, just in case if I can't get to a show tomorrow. Come on. Be sure to check out other content creators too. I think the Volume Live right now, Botch Lombardi. Check out them, A to Z Sports Dallas, as well as the OC and Boss Cowboys Sports. Check them out. Good content. Big Game James. You see, we spread the wealth over here, baby. Ain't no hate, no animosity. Check them out. J Tuck, Cowboys Fan Talk, Mr. Wrong, Cowboys Fan Only. Turn me up. We're praying for you, Taylor, for a good report. That's Jameson Taylor. Goddamn, Alice is tomorrow. William Williams, salute. Chris Brovance, appreciate you. Shout out to you, Driver Ray. Eric Glover, thank you for the 100 stars. Jeff Carter, appreciate you. Roderick Archery, thank you for the 99 stars. Appreciate you. Did I leave out anyone else? Don't let the street lights hit you all alone. Steven on the Facebook, appreciate you. Lewis Flitcraft, Jim Laws, thank you for what you do for the community. I follow. Stephen Fogel, appreciate you. That's the eagle.
If a baby crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a baby crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
Those eagles flying. You hear it? You heard the eagle? They still fly. I miss. I got him. I got that eagle. Oh no, they coming after me, baby, for killing the eagle. Oh, hurry up and run, Law. I got him, baby. I got that eagle.
You have to be the biggest fan.
Oh, he's still alive.
When things are really tough and they're really rough and
Here we
nothing's
go.
working,
I got him now.
but there's something inside of you that says,
Got him. Go get that bird. Go get that bird, y'all. Oh, I can't wait for Monte. We've been holding back. Man, Monte. How you been? Come on, Cowboys. Do me a huge favor. Win Saturday so I can bring out Monte. Dang, man, they multiplied over here. Get out of here. Oh my gosh, man, too much fun on the way out. Appreciate y'all.
because you don't know who you're going to meet.
I got him now.
Nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Until next time, DC for life.
Spartan! What is your profession?